After a long, arduous offseason, we are finally ready for football here in the two Virginias. Bluefield College plays host to Union College in an Appalachian Division matchup here at Mitchell Stadium. Hello, everybody. Bailey Engel and Evan Hughes. Glad to have you with us here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. And Evan, as I just mentioned, it's been a long wait for football in a very football-hungry town of Bluefield, West Virginia and Virginia. Very excited to see the Rams back today. Tons of returners on the defense, but they do have a brand-new quarterback, and Bryce Verbal will be tested today.
You know, Bailey, it's been a long wait for Bryce Verbal, right? He's been a backup. Now he finally gets his chance as the starting quarterback for Bluefield today. And the good news for Verbal is that he has weapons that return. I think it all starts with Lowell Patron Jr., who had over 30 receptions in 2019. He's an experienced receiver, as well as Jaquan Ebron, who was the team's leading receiver 2 years ago. So nice to get your first start when you have experience on the outside who can help out the new starting quarterback.
Plenty of experience on that defense as well for Bluefield College with DeMarcus Wimbush, the only All-American in Bluefield College history, heading out the linebacking core. Let's take a look at Union, though. In 2019, they went 0-11. They have a brand new head coach this year in John Luttrell, but also a big test for them because they don't have a lot of people coming back.
Yeah, especially on offense, just one skill position player back from the 2019 season. I think one of the keys, though, for Union is their quarterback, Myron Norfleet. He's been in over 5 different colleges, Bailey, before transferring into Union College. This is his 5th. He does have experience, but, again, only one returner, and his entire offensive line filled of all underclassmen that are going to be starting today. So it's going to be key for Norfleet to get some success to try and get the Union offense jump-started early.
Might be a big challenge for Myron Norfleet, but Bluefield College and Union College are ready for football here at Mitchell Stadium. Tune in next on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Welcome back to the broadcast, everybody. Bluefield College running onto the field for the first time here in 2021. Bailey Engel and Evan Hughes, glad to have you with us here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield College did not win the toss. Union won, but they have deferred in Bluefield College in those brand new Adidas blue uniforms they will receive going right to left here at Mitchell Stadium. And, you know, Evan, first game of the season, what are your keys to the game in this this Mid-South Appalachian Division matchup?
Well, let's start with Bluefield. We talked about it in the open. It all starts on offense with quarterback Bryce Verbal, who's been in the program for quite some time, the junior from Chattanooga, Tennessee. He's paid his dues, and today he gets his first collegiate start at Bluefield College. The key is to get Verbal comfortable early in the game, Bailey. Can Lowell Patron Jr. get started early, the redshirt senior receiver? Jaquan Ebron, the team's leading receiver from 2 years ago. Can they get him involved earlier? Keep an eye out for Antonio Strickland as well. The Bluefield College Rams have a lot of great skill position receivers returning, and I think they're going to be very important to get Verbal started early in today's game. That's the key for Bluefield. And then meanwhile for Union, have to find a way to get Myron Norfleet comfortable as well. 2 new quarterbacks on the field today for both teams.
Well, Seth Burke, another Kicker to watch out for today for Union, but for Bluefield College, what will they do with the running game? They ran the ball very well in the 57-14 win back in 2019. Have to see if they're able to do it today. Jaquan Ebron back deep to receive for Bluefield College, and we are almost ready to start out the 2021 football season here in the winter months of the two Virginias. Burke ready to step back. Bluefield in those brand new white jerseys. Union in the nice Nike jerseys with the black helmets. These new blue jerseys for Bluefield College looking pretty sharp, Evan.
They really are. They really are. Just what a moment. Here we are. February
Finally
2021. Football's here, Bailey. What a day.
Antonio Strickland joining Jaquan Ebron back at the 10-yard line for Bluefield College. Burke is ready to kick the 9th all-time meeting. Just about ready to be underway here in Bluefield. Pending the official's whistle, here we go. Burke toes up to the ball, swings the leg, and we are underway. It's going to be short, and a catch is made at the 25-yard line, and a fair catch, so Bluefield College will start out at their own 25-yard line after Julian Martin is able to receive it. Not a deep kick, and definitely something good for Bluefield as they get decent field position, as it looks like since he was above the 25, they're going to spot him right where he caught it. No, move it back to the 25, and that's where Bluefield will start. So now the Bryce Verbal era begins for Bluefield College.
Yeah, the junior from Chattanooga, Tennessee, somebody that Coach Lusk has a lot of faith in. He's been in the program for quite some time. What a moment. He's been waiting a long time for this day, Bailey.
Latravius Johnson, the freshman running back for Bluefield College, joining him on the right. A receiver out on the far end. Snap Verbal, hands it off. Johnson on the right end. He's tripped up for about a 3-yard gain to the 28-yard line. 2nd down and 7 as we start out here in the first quarter of play at Bluefield College.
Laron McCoshie, the nose guard, 6'3", 420 pounds there, right up the middle for Union. He's going to be key to stopping that run today.
What a big man. 6'3", over 400. He's matched up with McLean Kirtley. 2nd down and 8 from the 28. Verbal, high snap, steps back, throws middle, looking for Patron, and the catch is made in Union territory. Close to the 45-yard line, make it the 44 of the Bulldogs. And it's a first down for Bluefield, and Verbal's first pass attempt of 2021 goes for long for Bluefield.
Excellent reception as Patron goes over Paul Maxwell, the safety. Tough catch in traffic.
So now first down for Bluefield at the Union 44. Shotgun snap to Verbal, handed off to Johnson. Up the middle, he's stonewalled by that linebacking core for about a yard gain up to the 43. Leading the way that time, Justin Turner, the redshirt junior, standing in at 6'2", 230 from Johnson City, Tennessee. And if there's anything that's strong about a team that's coming back from an 0-11 season, it's that linebacking core for the Bulldogs.
Absolutely. Jay Brown, 79 tackles. He's back as well. Jared Sermons, a couple good linebackers on this Union team.
So 2nd down and 9 from the 43-yard line. A receiver out on the far end. Ebron, Patron set up near side. Verbal back, pump fakes, looks left, throws it sideline. It is intercepted. Inside the 20-yard line, all the way back to the 17. It is picked off by Zaquan Clyburn, the redshirt sophomore. So after the first pass goes for a long distance for Bluefield, Verbal has thrown yet another interception after throwing 2 interceptions in his career up to that point. So with 13:40 left, we're going to see Union take over on offense.
And this is a brand new offense for Union. All underclassmen starting offensive line. Myron Norfleet, transfer quarterback, only one receiver back from the 2019 team. This is a brand new offense for first-year coach John Luttrell.
Well, John Luttrell, he said that Jesse Caver was an impressive guy to watch out for in training camp, and it looks like Jesse Caver, the freshman from Marbury, Alabama, will be the starting quarterback today. So set up with Dominique Thomas, the running back, to his left. He'll hand it off to Thomas on the right end, cutting at the 20-yard line. The tackler's there for Bluefield for a short gain up to the 22-yard line. Give it about a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6 after Bluefield's linebacking core was able to swarm there, led by who else but DeMarcus Wimbush.
We've talked a lot about both teams' offense coming into today's game, but if there's one unit that doesn't need to talk about a lot because of how many returners there are, it's Bluefield's defense, led by Wimbush. Colin O'Donnell up front, really stout unit.
Yeah, Colin O'Donnell, of course, the veteran for Bluefield, just won the Armed Forces Merit Award over the offseason. On 2nd down and 6, play action, throw over the middle, and it's caught across the 32-yard line for a first down after the snag was made by De'Aaron Robinson, another freshman getting into the mix. And we're going to be saying a lot of freshmen today for Union as now this young team starts to move a little bit down the field. It's a first down, moving up to their own 33-yard line. So first down and 10 from their own 33. Bluefield College with 3 down linemen on the defensive line. Another linebacker to watch out for, setting up number 44, Trevor Thompson, the freshman from Vinton, Virginia. So in the shotgun, 2 receivers spread out to the left, first down and 10. Fake the draw up the middle, throwing it back to Marcus Wimbush. Make that Michael Everett blowing up the play. Thomas had nowhere to go, and Everett, the young man from Alexandria, Virginia, punishing the young running back for Union all the way back to make it the 26-yard line. What a loss.
You know, DeMarcus Wimbush gets a lot of attention for being the leader on this team, but Michael Everett, big-time hit.
So 2nd down and very long, all the way back to the 28. It's going to be 2nd down and about 15 yards. Setting up at the far hash of the 28-yard line. Caver gets a snap, rolling right, under pressure, sets his feet, looks again. Here comes O'Donnell stomping him down, running on the near sideline, and scampers out of bounds at the 33-yard line for about a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd down and a long 9 coming up for Union. They need the 43 of their own 43, of course, but Bluefield College has a chance for a big 3rd down stop here.
Absolutely. A nice pursuit from Colin O'Donnell on that last play there, preventing any big gain for Jesse Caver.
Still no score, 0-0 with 11:40 and counting left to go here in the first quarter of play in the first game of the 2021 season. Going back in the shotgun with trips receivers to the left on 3rd down and 9 from their own 34-yard line. Caver, shotgun, looking to throw, steps up, rolling to the left, dumps it, and it's incomplete. Intending that pass that time for the young receiver, moving across the middle of the field is Jaquavius Smith. It's broken up, and Bluefield College forces a punt attempt coming up here for Union on 4th down and 9.
Really good start for Bluefield defensively. They brought a lot of pressure there on that series, Bailey, and you could see the linebacking core really had their footprints over that entire drive for Union and Wimbush, as well as Michael and Everett. Great start for the Rams defensively.
Yeah, Everett, I hope he doesn't get too mad at me for mixing up the names right at the beginning in this first big play of his senior year, but Everett, what a play. That really changed the trajectory of that drive after the interception. So back to punt for Union will be Jason Polly. And for Bluefield College, back at the 31-yard line, there is a whistle, and it looks like Union will take a timeout. So that brings us to our first break here in Bluefield, Mitchell Stadium, all tied up 0-0, 11:18 left to go in the first quarter. Welcome back, everybody. 11:18 left to go here in the first game of the season. The Cowbells are out in this small crowd here at Mitchell Stadium. Back to receive for Bluefield at the 29-yard line. A punt coming up from Polly. Looks like for the Rams, it could be Jaquan Ebron back at the 30-yard line. And actually, it's Kadarius Finazzi. So Bluefield College mixing it up from what we saw in the 2-deep. Finazzi, guy that's battled with injuries, and a chance to make a big play here off of this punt coming up from Polly for Union. All tied up 0-0, 11:18. Shotgun snap. Polly barely gets the punt off, and it goes end over end, caught at the 32-yard line. Finazzi takes it on the near side, juking out of a tackle at the 40-yard line, and scampers all the way up close to the 50. And there is a flag in the backfield. We'll have to see if this is good enough to move the chains for Union. Will it be a running into the punter, or will it be roughing the punter?
You know, there was a big collision there after Polly was able to get the kick away.
Running into the kicker, number 46 on the receiving team. 5-yard penalty, repeat 4th down.
So it is running into the kicker. That's Jonathan Hurley for Bluefield College that got a piece of the punter for Union. and it moves the chains up. They spotted that originally at the 34-yard line of Union. They're going to move it up to the 39, and that negates a pretty good return for Finazzi. And now a brand new punt returner is back for Bluefield as well, and Tyler Sedlock. So Sedlock is back to the 28-yard line. Sedlock, another new name in the mix for the Rams, coming from Summersville, West Virginia, playing in his home state here today at Mitchell Stadium. So second try it's a high snap, goes through Polly's hands. He's fumbled it, and it's picked up by Bluefield. Returned inside the 15, spinning down inside the 10, and the Rams have first and goal coming up at the 8-yard line after it was recovered by Markel Locke, the sophomore from Carrollton, Virginia. Well, you look at that, Evan. You accept the penalty on running into the punter, and it turns into a disastrous decision for Union College. So now Bluefield with 10:58 in the first quarter, they have first and goal coming up.
Yeah, and really nothing Polly could do. As soon as that ball was snapped through his hands, Bluefield right there to pounce on it, and Markel Locke in the right place at the right time. First and goal, Bluefield.
So Latravius Johnson setting up as the running back with Bryce Verbal, who threw that interception to give Union the ball back. First down and goal from the 8-yard line. Two receivers to the right. Patron on the near side as Verbal steps up to the line and calls an audible with Johnson moving to his right. Verbal running out to the right, cuts up the middle, tucks his shoulder up to the 5-yard line and make it to the 4 for a gain of 4. Second down and goal coming up for Bluefield from the Union 4-yard line. That runs the clock down to 10:45, still scoreless here at Mitchell Stadium. Rams going right to left on your radio dial, or if you're watching here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Once again, setting up in a goal-to-go situation in the shotgun. Second down and goal from the 4. Handed off Johnson. He's plunging up the middle, and good for that Union defense. Able to stop him from hitting pay dirt there at the 2-yard line. Once again, the linebacking core for Union. We knew they were going to be tough today, and they're making it a little bit harder for the redshirt senior from Jacksonville, Florida.
And right now we've got a great matchup, D-line versus O-line, and McLean Kirkley, the graduates in the center, going up against Laron Magashi, the freshman nose guard. That's going to be a fun battle all day in the trenches.
So Johnson lost his helmet, and per college football rules, he has to sit out of play. So another running back brought in. It's the junior Chris Sumrall setting up to the left here on third down and goal from the 2. Shotgun snap, Verbal looks right, throws end zone right. It is incomplete, but a flag comes in. That pass was intended for Jaquan Ebron, and a flag sails in on the defensive back, Taryn Cox. Looks like this could be a fresh set of downs and a new chance for Bluefield to get into the end zone.
Absolutely. Quick throw there from Verbal, and he threw that ball in a spot where it's a 50-50 call. If you're going to get that flag, he did. A fresh set of downs coming.
Now for Bluefield, I guess the official forgot to turn his mic on. And now we're going to have first down and goal possibly here. We're able to change that down marker. Yes, so it's going to be first down and goal. They move the ball up to just about the 1-yard line. And the Rams once again setting up in shotgun. Julian Martin, the tight end, set offset to the left. Patron all alone on the near side wearing number 3. First down and goal. Shotgun formation, still scoreless. Verbal, shotgun, hands it off Johnson. He plunges over the line of scrimmage. Is he in? Ball came out. It was recovered by Union. We'll have to see if they keep this up. And yes, no whistles have blown. The Bulldogs have it back.
And I believe it was Taryn Cox, who was just flagged for pass interference, who recovered the fumble.
Oh, a sloppy situation here. And remember, we're at the NAIA level, so it's not like we're going to be able to review this. Johnson went up the middle. Ball popped out. It looked like he went down. The Bluefield College offense is staying on the field. They never blew the whistle. They let Cox return it to about the Union 15-yard line. What a huge call this is coming up for the officials.
Absolutely.
And also for Johnson, I mean, he thought he got into the end zone there. And I mean, it appears that it was going to be pretty tough. I mean, from our vantage point.
On Union, the first of the half. First down.
And a sideline warning was called on Union, so it is a fumble. It will stand. And Evan, another turnover. Rams both drives promisingly starting, ending in turnovers. First an interception, and then a fumble at the 1-yard line.
And the interception was inside the 20, and Bluefield was moving the football well. So if you're Union and Coach Luttrell, you have to be pleased with your defense getting 2 key stops.
Well, we knew that the defense was the lone experience part, so now they set up on first down and 10 for Union from their own 15. Handed off up the middle on the option, and the Rams were there able to stop that play was Trevor Thompson for Bluefield. And I think they might have gotten maybe a yard there, yes, to the 16-yard line on the carry. That time, it's Dominique Thomas on a 1-yard gain. So now 2nd down and 9 coming up from their own 16-yard line. Still scoreless with 9:35 left to go. And Union moves left to right here in the first quarter. Still scoreless. Rams have turned the ball over 2 times. Caver, once again, the quarterback, bringing a man in motion. Makes the handoff, looks to throw, dumps it left on a screen. Caught by Thomas, wrapped up almost in the backfield. DeMarcus Wimbush and Everett combining there to make sure he didn't get further than the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 coming up from their own 15-yard line.
Right now, first-year offensive coordinator for Union, Jacob Russell, not really letting Jesse Caver, the freshman quarterback, throw the ball vertically down the field. A lot of screen passes and slants. Bluefield bringing the pressure on the freshman quarterback early in this first quarter.
So Caver, first collegiate game. He's already gotten the ball back twice inside of his own red zone. Bluefield College and Union turning the ball over left and right here. 3rd down and 10 from their own 15. Moving Thomas from left to right. Caver back, pressured, throws it near side. It is incomplete. Looking that time for the receiver in Jaquavis Smith, and it was just out of his grasp on the near sideline after the bomb of a throw. That would have gotten them all the way up to the 45. Now the Rams will get it back, and Antonio Strickland's going to try to receive this punt. Now you're in a situation here for Union. You have to make sure that this snap is on target, because if not, I mean, that ball's going to roll into the end zone.
Yeah, Kobe Ray a little high on his first snap, of course, and it almost resulted in a touchdown for Bluefield. In a tough spot here, pinned inside your own 20.
Yeah, Jason Polly has his heels back to the Union 3, whereas Antonio Strickland on a good return can put Bluefield very close to the red zone here. Senior from Jefferson City, Georgia, all the way back to his own 49. Polly, a good snap, gets a wobbler of a punt in the air. Strickland signals for a fair catch and does so in Union territory at the 46-yard line. So with 8:28 in a scoreless game, Bluefield College once again, Evan, got great field position here, right at the 46 of Union. See what Bryce Verbal and company can do. Quick recap, Bluefield moved the ball inside of the 45 of Union on their first drive. Verbal threw an interception on the near end up to the 17. Union then fumbled a punt. Snap coming back from Polly. Rams returned it all the way to the 4. Then they fumbled it at the 1-yard line, given an extra down on a PI called on Taryn Cox, who ended up picking up the fumble. So 1st down and 10. Verbal throws it right. It couldn't be corralled on one hand by Johnson. And they did blow the whistle. Got to remember on these screen passes that maybe that would have went backwards, but Verbal definitely threw it forwards there to Latravius Johnson, and it's incomplete. So now the Rams have 2nd down and 10 from the 46-yard line.
You know, it's important to get Bryce Verbal established early, his first start. Also important to get Latravius Johnson some success on the ground, a freshman from Jacksonville, Florida. See if the Rams try and get him going on the ground.
Yeah, Johnson already has a fumble today. Verbal on 2nd down, play action, looks like throws it right, and it's over the shoulder of Jaquan Ebron, who had a couple of steps on Taryn Cox, the cornerback, as well as the safety, and Paul Maxwell, another freshman. Bluefield College unable to convert on that great throw by Verbal. It'll be 3rd down and 10 coming up from the Union College 46.
Paul Maxwell bit on that play action, took 2 steps in, and Ebron was wide open. That's a throw I think Verbal would love to have back.
3rd down and 10. Verbal, kind of jitters to start out the season here. The junior 6-foot quarterback going right to left in the blue jerseys. 3rd down and 10. 2 receivers set up left. Snap Verbal, throws it left. It is dropped by Lowell Patron. Oh boy, he had it. That would have been good enough for a 1st down at the 35-yard line. And Bluefield College in danger of going 3 and out here. But it looks like Verbal stays on the field for a moment. No, he's going to jog it off. 4th down and 10. And we're going to see Tanner Griffith, the All-Mid-South Appalachian Division punter, coming out today. And you talk about a coach that loves special teams in our alma mater, Virginia Tech. You talk about Frank Beamer, obviously. But I tell you what, Dewey Lusk loves talking about his punter. And Phil Dunford is the new special teams coach here at Bluefield College. Tanner Griffith has been a guy that has really stood out in the conference. So we're going to have to see what he can do here to punt this one back to possibly inside the 10. High snap. Griffith gets off a line drive punt on the near side, and it bounces out of bounds. So we'll see where they're going to spot this with 8:07 in a scoreless first quarter. And that is where Union will start out at their own 16-yard line. So for Union, got to love the way your defense has played, Evan, but you got to move the ball up the field a little bit because the Rams have played field position and have pinned them down the last 3 times.
Absolutely. And again, for Jesse Caver right now, they haven't given him any chances to throw the ball vertically. We were expecting Myron Norfleet to get the start today with his experience. I wonder if we might see interchanging quarterbacks at points in today's game.
Caver, once again, well, we haven't seen an interchange yet. Myron Norfleet was listed as the starter, but Caver is the starter here today for Union. First down and 10 from their own 16. Handed off Thomas on the near side, scampering for space, tiptoeing down the near sideline. Bluefield College defensive backs flying around, and he'll get up to the 25-yard line.
Number 23, Dominic Thomas.
That's almost good enough for a first down. It's going to be a gain of 9. Second down and 1 coming up for Union on a solid run.
Nice outside block from Jaquavis Smith, the receiver there. Difference in about 3 or 4 extra yards there for Dominique Thomas, who I think is really important for the success of Union. He ran for over 2,000 yards his senior year of high school last year.
Second down and 1 from their own 25-yard line. Caver once again in the gun. 3 down lineman makes the handoff. Caver pressured from the backside, throws it near side, and it is broken up. What a great play that time for Bluefield College's Merrick Banks flying over, and the young quarterback from Ottawa, Tennessee, threw a handout, and it sets up third down and short here at the 25-yard line for Union.
And the 6', 200-pound freshman Trevor Thompson with excellent pursuit on a blitz that really set up Jesse Caver being forced to throw that out of the pocket there. Excellent pressure there from Bluefield.
Well, Evan, I think they might have to run it here on third down and 1, so you have to see what Bluefield's defensive front can do here. Bobby McBride lining up as the defensive end. Colin O'Donnell, the nose guard for Bluefield. In the gun, Thomas moves from right to left of Caver. Third down and 1. Snap handed off Caver up the middle, and he has enough to move the chains up to the 27-yard line on a gain of 3. So a first down for Union College, and that is their second first down of the ball game here, with the clock running down to 7.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Dominique Thomas, over 5,000 yards, 87 touchdowns. He's from the state of Alabama. Even though he is young, it's his first career game. The tailback wearing number 23 for Union. I think he's going to be very important today to get Jesse Caver going. If they can run the ball well, that could open up the passing game for Caver.
So first down and 10 from their own 28. Caver once again in the gun with a trio of receivers out to the wide end on the far side of the field. Shotgun snap. Caver wants to throw. Ducks up the middle. Almost broke a tackle and snatched up by DeMarcus Wimbush on a 2-yard gain. Second down and 8 coming up with 6:50 left to play in a scoreless first quarter.
And you see Caver took the snap. He looked
Right.
left, had somebody there. He's not let it go down the field vertically yet. Until he does, we're going to keep seeing Wimbush and the linebacking core continue to blitz for Bluefield.
Well, I think it's going to be important as well for Colin O'Donnell, the elder statesman, to kind of shove around Chris Carter, the sophomore center. So he's lined up on him now. Caver in the gun. Thomas to his right's been the predominant running back today on second down and 8. Once a man in motion. Bit of confusion there. Nobody's moving in motion now. And now finally somebody goes for Union. Going to hand it off on a jet sweep near side. Cutting back up the middle, and Bluefield College was not fooled, especially Michael Everett tracking him down. And Jordan Brown had nowhere to go. It's going to be about a yard loss there for Union coming up in third down and long.
You can see it on your screen for those watching right now. Jordan Brown was almost having a disagreement with the quarterback there of what he was doing, Bailey. That seemed like it was doomed from the get-go.
Well, you can expect it with such a young team. And I mean, it's been impressive what Union's been able to do so far, but can they capitalize on yet another Bluefield offensive mistake of a third down and 10? So third down and 9 from their own 29 with 5:37 left to play in the first quarter. Bend to the knees, a snap to Caver, pressured out to the left. He might duck and run here, and he does, crossing the 30, far sideline, 35, and runs out of bounds right near the sticks up to the 41-yard line. Impressive run of 11 yards for Caver, and the freshman got out of dodge there and moved the chains for Union.
And Bluefield left a spy there, and Mikel Banks, the sophomore from Tennessee, he was the spy, and the quarterback Caver did a great job of exploding right past him to move the chains.
First down and 10 from their own 41-yard line. Welcoming you all in here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Still scoreless, 5:10 left to play in the first quarter. Caver in the gun, 2 receivers to the left. Third first down for Union's offense today. Moving a man left to right in motion, handed off Thomas right up the middle, crashing down, able to get the tackle was Bobby McBride on a 2-yard gain up to the 43-yard line, 2nd down and 8. First game of the season, 9th all-time meeting, and you look at these last two matchups, especially last year's 57-14, Bluefield College was able to beat Union, a team that went 0-11. Bulldogs have looked a little bit more impressive here than they did in 2019, that's for sure, but Dewey Lusk also trying to go undefeated against Union, 3-0 now in his 4th season as the head coach of Bluefield College. He has yet to lose to Union. 2nd down and 8, another faked handoff to Thomas. Caver rolling out to the right, sets his feet, throws it middle. It is almost intercepted. Oh, intended for that for Jason Jones, who was running to the 30-yard line and was almost intercepted by Marik Banks.
It was hit as he threw. Again, great pressure there from the linebacking core. It's the first time we've seen Caver show off his arm strength there. Not a bad ball for being hit as he threw, given the circumstance.
And you got to agree with John Luttrell that Caver, I mean, he's not lighting up the stat sheet, but he has looked impressive with how he's been able to maneuver through these blitzes that Bluefield College has thrown at him. 3rd down and 8 from their own 43, though. Another big chance for Bluefield with 3 down linemen. That's 7 men in the box for Bluefield.
You look at Charles Turner, who plays in the secondary, lining up, looks like he might blitz.
And a timeout called by Union brings us yet to another break here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. 4:16 left to go in the first quarter, all tied up at 0. Welcome back, everyone. 3rd down and 8 for Union. All tied up 0-0. First game of the 2021 winter-spring football season. From their own 43-yard line, man in motion, Caver in the shotgun, takes the snap, rolling to the right, pump fake, cuts back to the left side. He's going to tuck and run again, 45, crossing the 50, Bluefield College 45, and runs out of bounds inside of the BC 40 to the 39-yard line. That's the 2nd time that Caver's been able to do that on 3rd and long.
And there, Bluefield did not bring pressure. They dropped the linebackers back into coverage. That's just an excellent play from Jesse Caver. Great awareness, broken play, starts right, rolls left. 1st down Union, first time in Bluefield territory today.
All the way up to the 39-yard line. Remember, that was 3rd down and 9. Moving it all the way up to now the 39 of the Rams. Bulldogs marching here after a big couple of 3rd down conversions. 2 receivers set up on the right. Dominique Thomas, the freshman from Ohatchee, Alabama, joining his fellow Alabama native in the backfield. 1st down and 10 from the 39. Snap Caver, play action, looking middle. Here comes the pressure again. Sets off his back foot and throws it near side. It is incomplete. Caver hit the ground there. No flag called after a big hit from Tavarius Corbett. And he was trying to intend that pass over to Zach Young on the near side. Wasn't really within 6 yards of him, but it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Bluefield 39, running down the clock to 3:31. Oh, Union not huddling up and taking a very long time here. 2nd down and 10 from the 39. Snap to Caver, shuffles it middle over to Thomas, gets a block, cuts up the middle at the 30-yard line and bounces all the way up inside of the Bluefield 25 to the 24. And the Rams are just looking behind on defense now, and finally able to get the tackle was Kayshawn Ridgel. Ridgel's lost a lot of weight. He was a nose guard, now moves out as the defensive end. He gets replaced here after for Bluefield College, another young man to come in to watch out for this season. Young man from Chicago and Jackson Charlton Parent. Caver, what a drive it's been for Union. 3 minutes left to go, left to right here in the first quarter, looking for the first score. 1st down and 10 from the Bluefield College 24. High snap, Caver fakes the handoff. He's going to tuck and run near side. Has a block at the 20. Steps at the 15-yard line, and Charles Turner Cox able to make the tackle at the 15. A late hit leveled by Charlton Perrin. Flag sailing in. That will not help Bluefield. Well, you're seeing just a lack of discipline here in the first quarter of the first game of a crazy offseason leading up to this, and the Rams just need to wake up.
Yeah, Charlton Perrin there, he's down on the ground, the quarterback Caver, for a second and a half. You just can't hit him, especially the quarterback, Bailey.
Right.
Officials are going to be so quick to throw the flag.
Once again, the official's mic is off, so we're going to guess that was on Charlton Perrin.
Personal foul on Bluefield.
So that might move it up 15 yards. He already got up to the 15-yard line. They do half the distance to the goal here.
And this entire drive has been all about Jesse Caver using his legs. We haven't seen a bunch of Dominique Thomas running the ball, the running back, and a lot of it's been his improv ability to scramble out of the pocket and pick up yards.
So it was half the distance to the goal after the unnecessary roughness. First down and goal from the Bluefield 8. 0-0. Union trying to jump on the board first here in 2021. Caver in the gun. Thomas to his left. Delayed handoff. Thomas up the middle. Spins out of a tackle to the right and inches up to the 3-yard line for a gain of 5. Secondary able to pile on for Bluefield, and now it'll be second down and goal from the 3-yard line.
You saw the defensive ends, Colin O'Donnell, Bobby McBride. They stayed put. They were expecting a keep by the quarterback Caver. That sets up the running game of Dominique Thomas. That's what happens when you have a true dual threat who can hurt you on the ground.
So Dominique Thomas and Caver, the freshman backfield for Union, showing up here. Man in motion going right to left, and Marshall Metten, the tight end. Snap. Handed off. Thomas cutting to the left, and this time Charlton Perrin wanted none of that. Dropped him back to the 4-yard line. It's going to be third down and goal from the 4 after the loss of 1.
That's how you make up for a penalty there. Big stop up the middle. And now it's third and goal. I wouldn't be surprised if offensive coordinator Jacob Russell, I think, has done a nice job of calling plays on this drive. Lets Caver move in motion here. Has the option to throw it or tuck it and run.
So Trevor Thompson had to run off of the field. He lost his helmet, so Corbett runs in as the linebacker for Bluefield. Third down and goal from the 4-yard line. Could be a big stop for Bluefield. Caver in the gun, 2 receivers to the left. Snap. Caver looking left. Pressure coming, and Colin O'Donnell comes up with a clutch sack and forces fourth down and goal from the 11-yard line.
Colin O'Donnell, a U.S. Army veteran, one of the fan favorites on this team. He blew that play up from the get-go. Arguably the biggest play of the day for Bluefield.
Yeah, it certainly is. As now Burke is ready to kick this one from about 28 yards right up the middle. But how about Colin O'Donnell? I remember talking to Colin. We were talking about his coffee shop, The Grind in Bluefield, Virginia, the day of the football season getting pushed to the spring. So now able to get a sack here in February. The snap, the swing of the leg, the kick is up, and it is no good. Bluefield College, what a stop and what a sack it was for Colin O'Donnell. And this sloppy football game continues here in the first quarter. Burke misses wide to the left on the 28-yarder, and the Rams take over with 42 seconds left to go in the first quarter. I mean, for these offenses, nothing has really gone right to close out these drives.
Well, again, we're playing football in February, right? Spring season.
Well, Pat Mahomes is about to do it tomorrow.
You got a point. I mean, it's been a long wait for this, right? You knew there was going to be some rust. But how about the Bluefield defensive line there, standing tall in 2 plays?
So Lamp is the running back with Verbal now on first down and 10. Handed off. Lamp up the middle. He lost the ball at the line of scrimmage at the 20. Union's going to recover it. Picked up by the punter of all people who duels as a defensive tackle, Jason Polly. Make it a linebacker, actually. Polly recovers. It's the 3rd turnover in the first quarter. And for Bluefield College, I mean, you couldn't ask for a more frustrating performance on offense here, unfortunately, for the Rams. And I know that Mike Ketchum has to be at least a little bit peeved for Bluefield College right now. 3rd turnover, 2nd fumble, and you're just trying to work out your very young stable of running backs as well.
Absolutely. You've got a new quarterback there, still establishing chemistry. It's a 3rd turnover in the first quarter, too, Bailey.
So now Caver back to work at the 20-yard line, setting up in the red zone. Best starting field position today. Play action, throwing it right. It's caught by Brown, cutting up at the near side and tripped up for Bluefield. after a short gain that time. That was Banks on the tackle up to the 16-yard line, a gain of 4.
The unfortunate thing about that turnover, you hold Union after driving all the way down the field, and now you give the ball back to this Union offense who had success with Jesse Caver.
So now 9 seconds left, and the clock will run. We will bring you the second quarter coming up. Sloppy on offense, defense making some big plays on both sides. But that is the first quarter of the first game of the 2021 winter-spring season, all tied up in this Appalachian Division clash between Union and Bluefield at 0-0. Ready to start the second quarter. Union and Bluefield College all knotted up at 0-0. We're switching sides now. Union going right to left here at Mitchell Stadium on a cold afternoon for football in the two Virginias. Another turnover for the Rams has set up Union in the red zone. 2nd down and 6 from the Bluefield College 16. Caver on a shotgun snap. Hands it off. Thomas cuts to the right, juking move at the 10-yard line and scampers out of a tackle up to the 8 of Bluefield. It'll be good enough for a first down. And the Rams on defense, I mean, they have had their backs pushed to the wall for the latter end of the first quarter, now starting the second.
And right now the option working really well for Union. I really like what Jacob Russell is doing, getting different players in motion, and he's letting his freshman quarterback Jesse Caver make decisions, and they're establishing Dominique Thomas, their running back, on the ground, making it more and more tricky for this Bluefield defense.
Well, Thomas, and this rushing attack for Union, I mean, even losing 57-14 last year, he still ran for almost 200 yards. First down and goal. Snap on to Thomas and a handoff. He got nowhere there. The linebacking core ready for Bluefield after a 3-yard gain. And Thomas moves it up to the 6-yard line, and now it'll be 2nd down and goal for Union.
I have to think about this Bluefield defense right now, too. While we don't have the numbers in front of us, the time of possession of that opening quarter,
right.
You have to think Union had the ball for maybe 10 or 11 minutes. So this Rams defense has been on the field a lot.
I have to be tired, and this is an experienced unit, but there's only so much you can take. 2nd down and goal from the 6-yard line. 2 receivers set up to the left for Union College. Jason Jones leading on the left side. Caver on the snap, looks to throw, steps up to the right. Now he's going to run up the middle, tucks the shoulder. Charles Turner Cox lowered his own shoulder at the 4-yard line as Caver danced for 2 yards. It'll be 3rd down and goal from the 4-yard line. Now we're looking back to the last Union drive that was in the red zone. They got inside of the red zone. Colin O'Donnell with a big sack ended up setting up a field goal that was missed wide to the left by Burke for Union. So for Union, you have to be thinking 6 right here. I know it's a cliche, but you really don't have any other options because your kicker missed a chip shot.
I wouldn't be surprised if Union runs the ball here,
right.
Bailey, because every time they drop back to passes when Bluefield has more success getting into the backfield. Wouldn't be surprised to see Thomas up the middle here.
3rd down and goal from the 3-yard line. Caver fakes the pitch out to the right, throws it up the middle, and the Rams weren't fooled again. Colin O'Donnell sandwiching down the tight end, able to catch off of that small little pass, a pitch up front. That's Hunter Barron. So it's going to be 4th down and goal, and it looks like they're going to bring out the the kicking team. Burke's going to get another try at this. And that's going to be frustrating for John Luttrell as well as the offensive coordinator, Jacob Russell, just trying to punch it inside the 5-yard line. Not able to do it twice now. Burke setting up for the field goal from just about 17 yards away. from the right hash. It kind of has to corner kick it in there. Stepping back on 4th down and goal from the 2-yard line. Waiting for the snap. At the snap, it's good. The hold is down. The kick is away. And this time it is true. So 3-0 the score. Union capitalizing off of a fumble for Bluefield College, and they take the lead for the first time in the 2021 season with 12:19 left to go here in the first half of play. A flag sailing at the end. Bluefield College, you can expect. Evan, you said that they've been on the field for most of this first half. They're getting tired, and now it gets unnecessarily chippy as well.
Well, absolutely. You go back to the previous drive when Union was on offense, and Jackson Charlton Parent had a really bad unnecessary roughness penalty.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 24, Bluefield. The field goal is good. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
And now you have an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty as well. So
it goes on Michael Everett. Remember a couple of years ago, Michael Everett, when this game was in Barberville, Kentucky, was unfortunately ejected for the Rams after starting a bit of a scuffle against the Bulldogs. Now, fortunately for the Rams, they ended up winning that game, but they have looked pretty rusty, to say the least, on offense here today. So we keep it live here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Burke is ready to kick off after nailing a 17-yarder, and because of that penalty on Michael Everett, they're going to be able to kick off from the 50-yard line now. So Bailey Engel, Evan Hughes, happy to have you along for the ride here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield College down 3-0, going left to right now. They got the ball back very briefly right after that missed field goal by Burke, and then a fumble for Bluefield on the first play from the 20-yard line. And it can be classified as a win for the Rams. They're only able to hold them to 3 points there.
absolutely, the last 2 drives, Union's had the ball inside the 3-yard line. They've come away with just 3 combined points.
Strickland back deep to receive. Burke toes up to the ball and sends it in the air. And it's caught back by Patron at the 5-yard line. Cuts to the 15, lowers the shoulder, and propels his way up to the Bluefield College 22-yard line. Now it's a test for the offense. What can the Rams do here? 3 turnovers. Remember, one of those turnovers was at the 1-yard line. It's going to be a questionable call. I have to see what Dewey Luss says after the game, because it looked like Latravius Johnson had maybe plunged through the goal line. Now, we're at a different vantage point up here. He did pop the ball out. It was recovered by Taryn Cox and returned it up to the 15, but there was a lot of confusion on the field as to whether he got in or not. So 1st down and 10 for Bluefield from their own 21. Step back, throw it out near side, caught by Jaquan Ebron, cuts out of a tackle at the 25, lowers the shoulder up to the 30. He's hit hard, but good enough for a 9-yard gain up to the 30-yard line. Able to make the tackle. Mixing up there, Jason Polly, who's the punter in this game, also has a fumble recovery. That was a big hit on Ebron, but still a positive play for Bluefield, and it's been hard to come by those.
Really love the play call there to get Verbal comfortable. First pass, little screen pass. Have to find a way to get Patron and Ebron going on this drive.
Tim Weldon now the center. 2nd down and 1. Verbal steps back, throws it near side. Ebron makes the catch and backs up on the near sideline, nearing the Union College 45. He was in a battle with Cox there. Taryn Cox physically shoving him, and Ebron fell back and made the catch. And the Charlotte, North Carolina native moves Bluefield into Union territory for the 2nd time today.
I don't know how he didn't step out of bounds there, Bailey. Backpedaling, didn't even look at the ball until the last second. That's an excellent catch.
Make it the 3rd time today in territory, actually. Verbal in the gun, trips receivers to the left. 1st down and 10. Everybody's jumping. Free play possibly here as Verbal hangs it on the near side. Ebron got shoved by Taryn Cox. There is no flag in the backfield. There's no flag on Jaquan Ebron's side either. So what looked like a free play, and Verbal certainly treated it like one, is hanging it up in the air. Ebron was wide open on a good throw. That's 6 points. But instead, it ends up just being 2nd down and 10. I mean, there was movement all over the line.
There was movement. I wonder if the flag wasn't thrown to the secondary because the pass was uncatchable.
Right.
But still, there was a lot going on in that play.
2nd down and 10 from the Union 44. Bulldogs lead 3-0 with 11:16 left to go in the first half. Sumrall, the running back. Verbal's going to throw again on 2nd down. Steps back, pressure coming, hangs it near side, and it's incomplete. Trying to throw it over into the flat for the running back for Bluefield and Ben Mead, and it was well short of Mead. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 10 from the Union College 44.
We finally see Zion McCray, the sophomore defensive end from Knoxville, get into the backfield there, applying some pressure on Bryce Verbal. We've talked a lot about this Union offense and the inexperience. There are some key returners that do return for the Bulldogs on the defensive side from last year.
Yeah, Zion McCray The defensive end is sophomore. I mean, adding a bit of size out there at 260, I think that's a generous 260, is definitely a big part of the pressure on that far end of the field. So 3rd down and 10 from the 44 of Union. Shotgun Verbal looks left, throws it left, and it's cut by Strickland across the 35 up to the 31. He's dragged down back to the 33, but forward progress will keep him all the way up to the 31. 1st and 10 Bluefield.
Pinpoint accuracy there from Bryce Verbal. Best throw of the day. You see Jay Brown, the defensive back, with his hands on his helmet because he was inches away from picking that off. That was an excellent pass from the junior to move the chains.
Yeah, Brown, the senior from Roanoke, Alabama, actually stepped back and kind of sold out there. If he would have stepped back, could have swatted the ball down, but instead it's a 3rd down conversion. 1st down and 10. Fumbled it again up the middle on the handoff. Verbal fell on it right at the line of scrimmage, luckily for Bluefield. And we're adjacent right to the coaching staff here, and we can hear them in the press box and just so worried about Bluefield coughing up the ball yet again. Remember, 3 turnovers for the Rams already. 10:40 left to go here in the first half of play. Rams down 3-0.
And both of those fumbles in the backfield, Bailey, have been on read options in which Johnson comes from behind the backside of Verbal, and it's a quick handoff exchange.
Now Summerall is the running back to the right of Verbal on 2nd down and 10. Fakes the handoff, throws it on the middle. Ebron makes the catch. Touchdown Bluefield. Hanging it up in the middle of the field. Ebron was there, and much like the catch he made on the near sideline, backed his way into pay dirt, and the Rams take the lead with 10:18 left to go in the first half.
And that last play just set up the play action there. They established the read option, defensive end bit, great throw with pressure, Bryce Verbal. That's the drive he needed, Bailey, to get some confidence.
First touchdown pass of the year for Verbal, his first touchdown pass ever as a Bluefield College Ram. And now a flag is sailed out before Tanner Griffith can step back and kick this one.
Illegal substitution on the offense, 12-minute formation.
That's an illegal substitution on the Rams. Somebody's in that's not supposed to be. Running off of the field now is Jalen Grant, as well as another lineman in Tremaine Baker. So a bit of confusion for Bluefield College, and you can expect this, where they weren't able to really run full speed field goal kicking, kickoff opportunities up until this week. So now becomes a little bit of a longer PAT for Tanner Griffith now, a 25-yarder. Snap is held by Verbal, swing of the leg for Tanner Griffith, and it is good. 7-3, Bluefield College leads after the bomb of a throw to Jaquan Ebron, and the Rams are on the board. 7-3 Bluefield as we take a break on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody, here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield College able to take the lead on a throw by Verbal to Jaquan Ebron. And now the Rams are ready to kick off here with Union going right to left. Dominique Thomas as well as Brown ready to receive this kickoff coming from the young man from Gloucester, Virginia in Tanner Griffith. So that was the drive that the Rams definitely needed. And Jaquan Ebron getting into the offense and able to make a couple of big catches on that drive as the Rams capitalized to take a 7-3 lead with 10:18 left to go here in the first half of play. So Griffith wearing number 18 this year in his blue jersey, a change up from number 94 from back in the 2019 season. Thomas as well as Brown ready to receive back at their own 6-yard line. Griffith runs up to the ball, swing of the leg, and it's a good kick all the way back to the 12-yard line. Caught by Brown, running up the middle, sprinting on the far side, crossing the 25. Angling his way on the far sideline again, gets a block and spun all the way up across the 35 to the 38 of Bluefield. And a good return finally ended by Savion Parham for the Rams. And we'll have to see what Union can do here. The Rams, that was their best offensive drive of the day. There's no doubt about that because it ended in a score. But Union has, as a whole, been a little bit more of a consistent factor on the offensive end. It's been surprising because their offense is so young.
And again, they've stayed on the field longer than Bluefield. They have the time of possession, and they're able to run the ball really well. They haven't really needed to pass the ball at all today to be successful.
Caver in the backfield, brings a man in motion, fakes the handoff. No, give it to him on the far side, and twirling out of bounds to the 40-yard line. New running back in that we have not seen today is De'Aaron Robinson, the freshman from Louisville. And a tackle made up at the 40-yard line for a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7 after he went out on the far Union sideline. Well, 2,500 people allowed in here per West Virginia rules. I don't think we're going to get close to that, but a decent crowd on hand today for a cold February Saturday. And 2nd down and 7. Union fans also making the trip from Barberville, Kentucky. Now in the backfield, Caver has Thomas to his left. 2 receivers out on the near side. Rams with 3 down linemen on the D line. 2nd down and 7. Caver going to hand it off on the right side. That's actually not Thomas. Crosses the 40-yard line up to the 42. Andre Johnson, another Louisville, Kentucky product, makes it all the way up to the 42-yard line. And now it'll be 3rd down and about 5.
And you would think what Bluefield's just done on the last 2 plays, this is a passing situation. You would think on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, will we see the arm of Caver? They have to avoid him getting out of the pocket and making a play with his feet.
Yeah, for Bluefield College, they haven't been able to stop him consistently on these 3rd down and long situations. So about 3rd down and mid-range, Johnson goes from right to left in the backfield. Snap to Caver, rolling out left, sets his feet. He's going to tuck and run. Before that, DeMarcus Wimbush and Kayshawn Ridgel punishing him back at the 36-yard line. 2nd sack of the day for BC, and it sets up 4th down and 12 coming up for Union College.
Excellent pursuit. DeMarcus Wimbush, 1st-team All-American 2018, 2nd-team All-American in 2019. Might go down as one of the most storied players ever in Bluefield history when his playing days are all said and done.
Well, he's a storied player and also an avid venison meat eater. I got to talk to him about what he's been eating in the offseason. He showed me this bag of deer meat that former Bluefield College linebacker and defensive end Logan Hinnett gave to him, and I was like, where did you even get that? He's like, I don't know. Just gives it to me. He had killed a deer earlier. So Polly on 4th down and 12 gets his snap and sends a good end-over-end punt back to the 30-yard line. It's caught by Strickland on the far side. He's tackled hard, but on a sprint, he's able to get up to the Bluefield College 45-yard line. And another good start for Bluefield as far as field position goes. With 8:10 left to play in the first half, 7-3 Bluefield College leads.
I think we all want to know, what has Bailey Angle been eating to get ready for the season here in February? I mean, has it been deer meat?
You don't want to. I did have a little bit, but, being the country guy that I am, I guess. But not any today. As a matter of fact, I don't think we've gotten to eat today. We're going to have to crash Wendy's on the way home. 1st down and 10 from the 45-yard line. Verbal back in the gun for Bluefield. 2 receivers out to the right. Sumrall the back with him. Verbal steps back. The Tennessee native tucks up the middle, and he's tackled at the 43-yard line for a loss of 2. Trying to draw up there, and Union College was having none of it. That was Justin Turner, the returning redshirt junior, able to upend the quarterback from Chattanooga.
That middle linebacker just blitzed right up the middle, able to bring down Verbal, and I think one name that has to get going on this drive. Ebron caught the touchdown last possession, but Patron Jr. just 1 reception that was early in the first quarter.
So 2 tight ends set up for Bluefield on 2nd down and 12. Verbal hangs a fade. Far side it is. Almost intercepted. Broken up. Intended for Lowell Patron, and Clyburn able to get a hand on it. He's fired up after making that stop. It'll stay 12 yards to go, and 3rd down and 12 for Bluefield from their own 43-yard line.
And think about the matchup of Patron against Clyburn. Yes, the throw was overthrown a little bit. Clyburn intercepted a pass early, working on Patron, and there, excellent coverage on the far side of the field.
So 3rd down and 12, Bluefield College setting up in the shotgun today. Bryce Verbal has not gone under center, and it'll be surprising if he ever does so. Now from Bluefield College's own 43, shotgun to Verbal. He's going to look to throw. Running on the right side, still looking. Throws it near side. It is caught, but out of bounds. Jaquan Ebron Was he able to drag a foot? Ebron was not, and I think that he wanted to sell it for a moment. And it looked like from up here that he wasn't even close, but the Bluefield College sideline trying to sell it, unable to. Incomplete pass, 4th down and 12 coming up for BC.
And not a lot of options there on that rollout. That just had one man open. And Ebron, you're right, he did do a nice job of trying to sell, but we have a pretty good look at it there, and he was definitely out of bounds.
So Bluefield with the lead at 7-3 and 7:22 remaining in the first half of the first game. Ready to punt on 4th down and 12. Tanner Griffith back to do so. And for Union receiving, it'll be Malik Watt. Actually, check that. It's Ezra Mastrella. Mastrella all the way back to the 20-yard line. Griffith with a whistle. Snap is there, but it looks like somebody wanted to call a timeout.
Delay game.
It's a delay game on Bluefield.
5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
It's a bit unfortunate there for Bluefield College. They had a lot of time to set up on that punt, and now instead of 4th and 12, it's 4th and 17, so a little bit harder for Tanner Griffith to pin Mastrella and Union inside of their own 20.
That was a big opportunity for Bluefield after scoring that touchdown, getting a stop, maybe going up 2 possessions, and big stop for the Bulldog defense, trying to give it back to their offense.
Yeah, Tanner Griffith receives a low snap, steps up and boots a deep one. Griffith hit in the backfield. He's down. Mastrella makes the catch at the 19-yard line, cutting out to the right side. Mastrella stood up at the 15. Now breaks out of a tackle, far sideline 20. Cuts up at the 24 and finally hit down. But Tanner Griffith is down, and you have to believe that this one might be a bit more than just running into the kicker.
Big collision, and it was below the legs. It looked like Bailey.
Yeah, Griffith, the starting kicker, starting punter for Bluefield, and Dewey Lusk is out with the training staff to make sure that the punter is okay.
Roughing the kicker. Number 40 on the defense. 15 yards from previous spot. Results in automatic 1st down.
So Tanner Griffith hit by Justin Davis.
On Bluefield, that's the first of the game.
Another sideline warning, but it is a roughing the kicker. Bluefield College's offense will be back out. And unfortunately for the Rams, Tanner Griffith is down. Have to love the new chance at a chance to score here with 7:05 left to go in the first half, because Union will get the ball back to start out in the 3rd quarter. But Tanner Griffith being down is not an encouraging sight for the Rams.
No, and you can see his hands kind of on his face mask right now. Never want to see anybody down, but you mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, just how much Coach Lusk loves to talk about his star punter and kicker, Tanner Griffith, a senior. He's got a big leg. And I think it says a lot, too, when the head coach is the first one to come out for a player, as he does for just about everybody. But you can see the care that Coach Lusk is showing right now.
And especially, I mean, you talk with Dewey Lusk, and every week you ask about how the game went, and he's never going to forget to mention, when I first got here, it was Drake Presley as the punter. Tanner Griffith has been the kicker my entire tenure here at Bluefield College. He always mentions his kicker and his punter, and Tanner Griffith, obviously the same person for the past 2 seasons, but getting up and having to be helped to get off, and that is tough. Elijah Wilshire is the backup for Bluefield as the kicker. When you're talking with Tanner Griffith, that is an all-conference punter, and a guy that averaged 38.6 yards per punt and had a 46-yarder. I mean, that is tough. A guy that also can really kick from deep as well, so that changes how Bluefield will manage in the red zone as well. So after that penalty, the Rams will have the ball 1st down and 10 from the Union College 46-yard line.
Big opportunity to capitalize.
So 1st down and 10 from the 46 in the gun. Verbal sets up with Sumrall to his left. Snap pitches it to Sumrall, cutting at the left side. He twirls out of a tackle at the 40-yard line, stood up by the secondary at the 41. And it is a good gain for Bluefield, setting up just about 2nd down and 3.
Really like the burst that Sumrall had out of the backfield, transferring in from Southwest Mississippi Community College. First game at Bluefield. He's got a little bit of burst to him, Bailey.
Yeah, definitely there, and that's what the Rams needed. I mean, they were able to beat Union so well in 2019 because of how well they ran the ball. They haven't been able to do that today. 2nd down and 3 from the Union College 39 on the left hash. Set up to Verbal, pitches it out right this time for Sumrall. Racing for the near side, and he is wrapped up at the Bluefield. Make it Union College 40 for a loss. Paul Maxwell read that play. It looked like the exact same play, but on the flip side, and Maxwell didn't fall for it this time. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 4 from the Union 40.
And this might be a spot where it's 4-down territory for Bluefield. We just talked about how Griffith is injured. Depending on what happens here, Bluefield might go for it on 4th down.
It might be the right call, especially. 7-3 the score. Rams set up on 3rd down and 4. Verbal looks to throw. Bullets at left side. It's caught by Strickland, wrapping it up inside the 25. He said he was never down, got out of the tackle and was ready to race to the end zone, but instead he is down at the 23-yard line. And a defensive back getting mixed up on that play. It's Clyburn for Union College. He had to walk off of the field, so it's a 1st down for Bluefield and another big catch for Strickland.
Been so impressed with Bluefield's receivers, their ability to go up and make grabs on contested balls. Patrone, Ebron, and now Strickland. That's a big-time catch.
Well, Strickland has maybe the best vert of any wide receiver for Bluefield. Delayed handoff to Sumrall. Just a bad read on that option there. He is brought down for a yard loss to the 24-yard line. Defensive front there, and Alvin Brown leading the way, the linebacker, bringing down the junior running back for Bluefield. 2nd down and 11, rolling down the clock at 5:13 with a 7-3 lead. Bluefield College going left to right at the 24-yard line. Two receivers set up on the near side. Julian Martin, the tight end, in the slot for the Rams, also with Dustin Barker on the right side. Verbal back to throw, dumps it left, caught by Sumrall, cuts up at the 25 and makes his way to the 19-yard line for a decent gain of about 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for Bluefield now in the red zone.
What I like about the two running backs that Bluefield's primarily using, in Latravius Johnson and Chris Sumrall, they're two different kinds of backs. Sumrall, explosive, you can throw to him out of the backfield, and Johnson, more of a power back. Nice compliment.
I think they're just trying to find a guy who can hold on to the ball. It's as simple as that for Bluefield as well. 3rd down and 5 from the 19. Verbal in the gun. Two receivers near side. Verbal runs to the left, pitches out left on the option. Sumrall trips out of a tackle, makes his way up to the 15 where he is stopped about a yard before the line to gain. It'll be 4th down and 1 from the 15 of Union. And you're seeing a situation, Evan, that you foreshadowed earlier. 4-down territory for the Rams. It's going to be 4th down and about 2, actually. But we'll see what the Rams can do here, and they're going to bring in Latravius Johnson, more of a power running back.
And the Rams have had success running the ball on this drive. Let's see if they give it to Johnson up the middle or if they put it in the hands of Verbal.
4th down and 2 in the gun. Snap Verbal. Handed off Johnson up the middle. He's going to be close. The linebacking core is there. It's going to depend on the spot. And from the initial spot, it looks like he's going to be about a yard short. Well, the PA announcer already calling it, Joe Jarvis. Well, I think we might have to at least look at the sticks here of where they're going to put this. And now Union's offense comes out onto the field. So Johnson wasn't even tackled confidently there. They called forward progress to be over when he got to the 14-yard line. He needed the 13 and another turnover, make it a turnover on downs, albeit, but Union able to sigh of relief again, and now they're only down 7-3 with 3:42 left here in the first half.
It's an important drive here for Union because, as you said earlier, they get the ball to start the second half. If Union could get points before the half, that's momentum Bulldogs going into the break.
Union getting the ball to start out the third quarter. They did defer after winning the coin toss on the shotgun snap. Caver fakes the handoff on a jet sweep, rolling to the right, sets and throws a deep ball. It is incomplete. Well, he was looking for it all with Jaquavius Smith down the far sideline, and Smith backed up and stopped. I mean, if he keeps running, that could be a very long gain of 86 yards to the end zone for Union, but instead, 2nd down and 10 coming up with 3:35 to play in the second quarter.
Bluefield expecting run. We've hardly seen Caver throw the ball more than 15 yards down the field, taking a shot, really trying to catch that secondary of the Rams off balance there to begin the drive.
Well, the secondary has been bit weak for Bluefield, especially in that last year. Let's see if they can shape up here in the first game of the 2021 season. 2nd down and 10. He's going to tuck and run, give it off to the running back on the far side, and able to angle his way for 11 yards. New running back in, and Jalen Eccles. We have seen him perform before for Union in the past. Now makes it all the way up to the 25. It's 1st down and 10.
I think offensive coordinator Jacob Russell's been watching some Patrick Mahomes, these little shovel passes at the line of scrimmage. It works. They like to do that with Travis Kelce. A couple of big plays have resulted in that today for Union's offense.
And Eccles, another running back in this stable of running backs for the Bulldogs who have moved the ball well They still are down 7-3 after the touchdown to Jaquan Ebron here in the second quarter. First down and 10, snap to Caver. Going to drop the middle and rush to the left again. Bluefield in the linebacking core storming out. Kayshawn Ridgel picks up the ball, and now Bluefield will have a fumble recovery at the Union 25. It was Charles Turner that flew in and popped the ball loose, leaving room for the DN to flop on the ball, Evan.
Charles Turner, one of the veterans coming back off of last year's squad. He told NFL Draft Diamonds that he feels like his tackling ability and his ability to read offenses quickly will jump out on the tape, and there his tackling ability really comes up big for Bluefield.
Oh, Charles Turner, I was also talking to him the other day where he said, I just kind of wish I was back in California where he played JUCO, where it's a little bit warmer right now, but I bet he's excited to make that big play in the cold. Snap on first down, Verbal throws it left, a push shot by Strickland. He makes the catch into the end zone, but you have to feel that this one's going to come back.
You can see Strickland kind of quick to get up, not really arguing this one, Bailey. I think he knows it too.
Clean shove, almost like in basketball where you're trying to get the rebound after it rattles off of the iron, and Strickland just shoved down the cornerback in Clyburn there. I will be very, very shocked. Yes, they're going to call this on Bluefield. Once again, the officials' crowd mic is not working, but will be on Bluefield College and a repeat first down. I mean, a good throw by Verbal, though. That had to be there, and Strickland was able to make the catch, but still a shove off on Clyburn. 2 flags sailed in. Now for Bluefield, that is a big penalty of 15 yards. So the Rams got the ball at the 25. Now it's a clean 15 all the way back to the 40. So you're sniffing red zone at first. Now it's first down and 25 for Bluefield. So in the gun again, Verbal with Latravius Johnson to his right. Rams offense has been stifled today. Snap on first down and 25. Verbal's going to drop the middle, cutting at the right side, has a block at the 30. Near side 25 and entangled all the way up to the 23-yard line on a good gain for Bluefield. Actually got about 2 yards back from the original spot. It'll be third down, make it second down and 8.
Give it up to Latravius Johnson, the freshman running back who gets out in front, and Verbal actually pushed off of him there to create some separation. Excellent blocking. That created the lane up the middle there for Verbal.
And we've seen Aiden Wilder in the last year for Bluefield run a lot. We'll have to see if Verbal can kind of dance for a few yards today. Second down and 8 from the 23. Snap to Verbal, looks left, throws it right. It's caught by Ebron and dropped, broken up at the last second by Taryn Cox. Well, Jaquan Ebron almost juked out of the corner and run in for those final 4 yards, but instead it's broken up on a good play by the corner. It'll be third down and 8 from the Union College 23.
What I really liked about that play, though, Bryce Verbal, excellent awareness of the defense. He looked left, then came back right. Perfect throw as well with a lot of zip under it. And it was a nice move from Ebron to go from the outside to come back inside. Third and 9 here.
Yeah, third and we'll call it 8 actually from the 23-yard line. Verbal in the gun. Shotgun snap. Rolling to the left. Looks left. Sets his feet. Throws it middle. And it's dropped. Oh, boy, Bluefield College very rarely throws it to the tight ends. That was Julian Martin, who was wide open at the 10-yard line, and it went through his hands. And now BC, once again, decision time inside of the 25, kind of in no man's land. Remember, Tanner Griffith out with an injury. He's being worked on here on the sideline, limping down with our head athletic trainer, Josh Schroyer. And on fourth down and 8 with 2:08 remaining, Evan, it looks like Verbal staying on the field.
I think that's the correct call here. Especially Verbal. He's throwing the ball with some zip, and he has some confidence right now.
Fourth down and 8, shotgun snap, Verbal, steps back, rolling right, throws it near sideline. It is incomplete, looking through the hands of Jaquan Ebron. And once again, Bluefield, deep in Union territory, turns the ball over on downs.
First down, Union.
C.J. Honeycutt, first 8th-year defensive coordinator for Union. He's been with a couple of previous head coaches. All-out blitz there on fourth down, Bailey.
And, I mean, it seemed like the right call because Verbal had to step out. He was a bit uncomfortable there. And unfortunately for Bluefield, it went right through the grasp of Ebron. Colin O'Donnell circling out with Bluefield College's defensive end there. And Bobby McBride. Well, Bobby McBride, an interesting story. A guy that was here his freshman year, went to another JUCO, played as a fullback and now back at Bluefield College.
As a D end.
As a DN, J.C. Caver, first down and 10 from the 23, and 2 minutes left to go. They're going to hand it off to Thomas on the right side. He rushes up for a short gain up to the 26-yard line, a gain of 3, second down and 7. And Bluefield College to Marcus Wimbush, able to lower the shoulder to make the tackle with a minute 48 left to go. Union has 1 timeout left. Work with, and they are really not hurrying up here with a minute 40 left, trying to score before half. They do get the ball to start out the third. Snap to Caver, back to throw, looking left, stepping out to the right, chasing him down, and Michael Everett almost got the tackle. Caver throws it into the sideline, incomplete. He had all day.
All day to throw there, and I'm surprised he didn't throw it away earlier. Great pursuit there from Everett. I was about to say a couple plays ago that we were going to learn a lot about Jesse Caver here in this 2-minute drill and how big of an arm he has, but it doesn't look like Union is going to push it down the field. They're going to take their time and be methodical even with only 1 timeout left.
Well, you look at the offensive line. There is not an upperclassman on the entire offensive line for Union College, so it has been impressive what they have been able to do today to hang so tough in this game. 7-3, Bluefield College leads by 4, but Union has had the ball for longer in this game, and then really it's not even close. Eccles, the running back to the right of Caver. 3rd down and 7. I think the play clock ran all the way down. The flag sailed out at the end.
On the offense.
And it is a penalty on Union. So it is a delay of game.
And Bluefield with 3 timeouts left, minute 25. On the other hand, Bryce Verbal's got some confidence throwing the football right now.
Right.
The Rams might be thinking about points here, Bailey, if they can get a stop.
And remember, the Rams appear to have a touchdown, but Antonio Strickland with the shove. It's an offensive PI that sent Bluefield all the way back to the 40 after getting the ball at the 25-yard line. Lots of mishaps for Bluefield today, but a big stop on defense here, potentially. 3rd down and 12. Snap to Caver, looks right, hangs it right, looking for the sideline. It is incomplete. And that pass intended for a wide receiver and De'Aaron Robinson. A good job on defense there by Bluefield's corner. And Travis Clinch, another returner for the Rams. Now Bluefield College can bring out the punt return team. And yet again, another chance for Bluefield to try to take this one into Union territory with Tyler Sedlock. Remember, one of these snaps was over the head of Polly today for Union. And they're in a situation here with his toes back inside the 15-yard line. Not a lot of room for error, and already being down 7-3 with a minute 20 left to go in the second quarter. Sedlock back at Bluefield College's 40. Rams bring the house. Polly swings the right leg, and it's a decent punt on the far side, taking a bounce right at the 50, and it's a Bluefield roll to the 49-yard line, and the Rams with a minute 11 left and 3 timeouts to end out the first half, leading 7-3, and a big chance here to at least convert this into 3 points, Evan.
And the nice thing about starting this drive, you start on the Union 49, and again, you've got 3 timeouts left. So Coach Lusk in this Ram offense, they can run the ball if they want. They can throw over the middle. They have options to begin this drive.
So Verbal is out onto the field with Latravius Johnson. We saw Sumrall as the primary running back as the last drive. Johnson came in right at the end. So 1st down and 10 for Bluefield from the Union College 48 with a minute 11 left to go in the half. Snap back to Verbal. He's got time. Throws it right side. It is caught close to the 1st down yard to gain. Shoved by Antonio Strickland. No whistle called. Strickland should probably get forward progress. They initially spot him back for what would only be about a 2-yard gain to the 46-yard line. Strickland apparently tried to cut up and reset, so instead of it being about an 8-yard gain, it's a 2-yard gain. How about that, Evan?
I think if he didn't make an attempt to plant his feet and turn upfield, you're right, that would have been forward progress, but he made an attempt to turn back upfield, and that's why forward progress was not called.
2nd down and 8 after that 2-yard play. Verbal back to throw. Throws it right side this time, and Taryn Cox breaks up a pass intended on the sideline for Ebron. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for Bluefield. And after all of that, that only wasted just about 13 seconds for Bluefield. So you don't have to work the sideline because you have 3 timeouts. So it's not like you have to run these plays right on the sideline because you have the opportunity to stop the clock. And remember, in college football, it does stop the clock once you get a 1st down anyway. So the Rams don't have to work the sideline, but they have 3 receivers out to the left side for Verbal on 3rd down and 8 from the 46. Snap, Verbal throws in middle. It's caught for the first down, leveled up at the 30-yard line. Catch was made for Bluefield by Ben Mead, the wide receiver from right here in Bluefield on the Virginia side. Moving the ball up to the 30. Rams rushing it out now with 50 seconds left. Verbal back to throw, slings it right. It's caught and running out of bounds for a short gain. Jaquan Ebron all the way up to make it about the 26.5-yard line for Bluefield, and it stops the clock at 45 seconds.
How about Ben Mead making a play? The hometown guy.
He's been around here for a while for the Rams and able to make a difference, lining up in the slot again. 2nd down and 6 from the Union College 26. Clock has stopped now at 45 seconds. Snap to Verbal, checks down the flat. He's going to throw it there anyway. Caught by Patron. Angles up at the 20, lowers the shoulder across the 20-yard line up to the 17, and it's good enough to move the chains for Bluefield and stops the clock at 37.5, but we will stop the clock here on a timeout after the catch made by Patron. With 37 seconds left, we're going to keep it live here. Rams moving the ball up the field. 1st down and 10. 7-3 the score. It has been a very long first half of play because of all of these turnovers. Bluefield College's offense had apparent rust there in the first half of play. Lowell Patron able to make a catch and move the chains for Bluefield. But we're seeing for the Rams, starting to realize Verbal's getting a little bit more comfortable, Evan.
Yeah, even on the previous drive, he threw one off-balanced in the air. You could see him he's relaxing a little bit more. He's playing his game. And I will say he's starting to get his receivers involved. And that was a really important last play, in my opinion, Bailey, because Patron, that's only his 2nd catch of the first half. He made a reception on the first pass of the game, and then he has not had a reception since. So I've been really, really impressed with Patron and Ebron and even Strickland. Even though he pressed off, you can just see that Bluefield's receivers, it's an elite group that they have.
And, even seeing Ben Mead getting into the mix. So this is a guy that hasn't made that much of a stamp in the past few years for Bluefield College, now making a difference on that drive, converting for a first down. And now for the Rams, 2 timeouts left, 37 seconds left to go in this game. Or, in the first half of this game, which it's been such a long first half. And remember, we're not running with real commercials here. There's not a red hat on the field. So this is a real-time, long first half. But it looks like these two teams are trying to shape up for a shootout. 7-3 the score. 1st down and 10 from the Union College 17-yard line. Verbal paired with Latravius Johnson, the running back, to his left. 3 receivers out to the right. And Strickland, Ebron, and Ben Mead, Patron on the far side. Snapped on 1st down, throws it middle. It's caught by Ben Mead, and the ball popped out right at the last second. Incomplete. Mead hung out to dry there. Gardner lowered the hit, and Mead lost the ball. He almost got across the goal line. And the officials are going to take a timeout. Ben Mead a bit slow to get up, and now he's going to jog off with those white, tight sleeves onto the sideline. Left to right he goes. I mean, it's cold here, and I got to imagine, even with the sleeves, Evan, it has to hurt with it being right under 40 degrees here.
I think he just got the wind knocked out of him a little bit. That was a big, big hit from Gardner.
2nd down and 10. That rolled the clock down to 33 seconds left to go. Verbal in the gun, trips receivers right. Verbal dumps it middle. It's caught on a short gain and able to scamper for a few yards there was Christian Quirley, the Henrico, Virginia native. And that will stop the clock for Bluefield on a timeout. They have one more left. With 25 seconds left, it's going to be 3rd down and short inside of the 10-yard line. Probably be about a yard, Evan. Could be considered 3rd down in inches as they spot the ball right at the 8-yard line.
And with one timeout, 25 seconds, as you mentioned, the clock stops. If you get the first down for the ball to be spotted, you can still throw the ball over the middle. Heck, you could run the ball if you wanted, but right now, Verbal is in a groove, Bailey. He's really played well in the latter part of the second half. He's gotten 5 receivers involved in this first half. And Patron, Ebron, Strickland, Mead, Quirley, and Julian Martin, the tight ends, had a reception today.
And in the past, we have not seen that many throws to Bluefield College tight ends. I know that probably Bluefield College tight end and now a coach down at Guilford College, Alan Bone, is watching this, and he's like, why didn't y'all throw me the ball for the 4 years I was here? But Julian Martin able to make at least an attempt at making a catch there. 3rd down and 1 from the 8-yard line. The clock reads 25 seconds left to go. Johnson, the running back, to the left of Verbal. Rams setting up at the 8-yard line, already leading 7-3. They have one timeout left. Snap to Verbal. He's looking end zone. Throws it there. Near side. It's caught. Touchdown, Bluefield. Jaquan Ebron has his second, and that will bring the clock down to 21 seconds left to go.
He makes it look so effortless there. I mean, that was not an easy catch, and he's able to fight off contact and haul that in. Just silky smooth there, Bailey. It's a big-time throw as well with 21 seconds to spare.
And Ebron absolutely went off against Union in 2019. Elijah Wilshire out to kick for the injured Tanner Griffith as the Rams take the lead 13-3. A great drive there of 48 yards. Verbal is the holder. Dustin Barker, the snapper. Low snap, Verbal corrals it, puts it down, swinging the leg for Wilshire, and it is good. 14-3, 48-yard drive for Bluefield to get it done in less than a minute. 14-3, Rams lead by 11 here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Well, welcome back, everybody. 21 seconds left to go. Rams capitalizing on yet another Jaquan Ebron touchdown. This one from 8 yards away on 3rd down and inches. Verbal, the second touchdown pass of the game. Both of them to Jaquan Ebron, the returning wide receiver from Charlotte, North Carolina. Bailey Engel, Evan Hughes on the call. Game 1 of the 2021 fall. We wish we were in fall. Winter and spring season. First week of February, day before the Super Bowl. Calling football. And the two Virginias. Wilshire out to kick for Bluefield. Looks like Brown and Thomas are back to receive for Union College yet again with 21 seconds left to go. Wilshire toes up to the ball and squibs it on an onside kick. A bit odd there. It's recovered right into the grasp of Quinn Carter. I don't know, I'm not exactly sure why that happened. And I mean, Bluefield College, you've seen it in the past where they squib it in these situations, but a flag is down with somebody offside for the Rams.
And I wonder, like you said, was that a squib kick that just went wrong and hit somebody? I don't know if that was a true onside kick.
I think it was a squib kick, and I mean, it was just right into the front line. So now for Union.
Offside, number 57 on the kicking team. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the recovery. First down.
So it's a 5-yard penalty on the return, on the kickoff for Bluefield. Somebody was offside. They said 57. There's not a 57 on the roster, unfortunately. So first down and 10 from the Bluefield College 43. Union down 14-3. And now in a situation where if they were to receive it back inside their own 20, they take a knee and go to halftime. But now they have a chance to maybe bomb one here with one timeout left. First down and 10, Caver in the gun. He's going to look to throw. Steps up, going to draw on the near side. Tuck and run, Ridgel pressuring him, and Caver with a pump fake runs out of bounds at the Bluefield College 39-yard line. That wasted about 4 seconds of play, so 12.6. We're running with decimals here. Call it 12 seconds left to go here in the first half.
They do have a timeout, and you look at the way Bluefield's playing defensively right now with 3 defensive backs at about the 15-yard line. There's a gap in the middle of the field.
Yeah, the Rams are definitely playing prevent here with now Dominique Thomas, the running back, 2nd down and 6 with 12 seconds left to go. Caver wants the ball. He gets it on 2nd down. Steps back, looks, throws it right, and it's incomplete. So 7 seconds left. Wilshire with that odd little squib kick there that turns into an onside kick that no one had the intention for Bluefield of recovering. And Union sets it up to where maybe get out of bounds here on a quick pass and have a deep bomb of a kick. Remember, Burke is good from 17 and no good from 28 today. But still, I mean, Caver in a situation here, maybe this could be the last play of the first half. Rams lead 14-3, 3rd down and 6 from the BC 39. Caver back, steps, pump fakes, throws it right. It's caught at the 30-yard line, stepping through a tackle. Zach Young, he's got the first down all the way up to the Bluefield College 24. And the clock reads 0.8. Remember, this isn't basketball. So I think we're just going to play like that's 1 second left to go. And it will be. It's a first down from the 24-yard line, Evan.
And here's the interesting situation that head coach John Luttrell is in. Your kicker, Seth Burke, in 2019, did not make a kick that was longer than 30 yards.
Wow.
He got the ball at the 24. This would be a little out of his range going back to last year. We're about to find out. Do you take a shot to the end zone here, which I think Caver has the arm strength, of course, to get it there, or do you kick the field goal?
Right, on first down and 10, you got 1 second left. Union called a timeout. And it looks like Burke is going to try. This will be about a 40-yarder. And he's missed from 28 today. Bluefield College can put someone back to receive and maybe have a crazy kick six play if Travis Clinch is able to pick this one up. Rams actually setting up in the prevent defense with Charles Turner also back there. So the Rams are not respecting the ability to kick here for Burke from 41 yards away. 1 second left here in the first half. Calling for the ball. Snap is down. The kick is away. A line drive, and it is no good. Wide to the left and short. So Bluefield goes in at halftime leading 14-3. It took a little bit for that offense to warm up, but the Rams with 2 touchdowns from Bryce Verbal connecting to Jaquan Ebron go into the locker room at intermission up 14-3. We'll step aside, take a quick break here on the Rams Digital Sports Network where Bluefield leads 14-3 at half. Welcome back. Ready to start the third quarter of play here at Mitchell Stadium. Bluefield College approaching the gridiron, leading 14-3 over Union after a couple of touchdowns scored in the first half by Jaquan Ebron, thrown to him by the junior making his first start in Bryce Verbal. Bailey Engel and Evan Hughes, glad to have you along for the ride here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. And Evan, we saw a Bluefield offense that was trying to work through a really tough COVID offseason and shaking the rust off there in the entire first quarter, really. But you saw Bryce Verbal get into a groove at the end of the second quarter.
Absolutely, and he got his receiving core involved. I feel like Jaquan Ebron dominated that first half of play, which was really important. Now it's about, can you get Lowell Patron Jr. involved to begin the second half?
Well, Union will get the ball to start out here in the third quarter. Jesse Caver, he was listed as the backup on the two deep, and John Luttrell made the last-minute decision to actually start his freshman in the place of Norfleet here today. Caver has looked impressive. He hasn't turned the ball over any times, and for Union College, relying on a freshman, it's a very gutsy choice by Luttrell, but he's still in this game, only down by 11.
Yeah, it's a new start, too, under Coach Luttrell's first game as the head coach, rolling with the freshman young roster. I think he's played well, moved the ball on the first quarter, but Bluefield's defense much better in the second quarter.
Elijah Wilshire, the backup kicker replacing Tanner Griffith, toes up to the ball, swings the leg, and this time it's a line drive on the ground, sliding to recover it back to the 26-yard line for Union. That is Mason Rice, the fullback. So I think Elijah Wilshire, maybe it's just granted to him that he's just trying to squib the kicks for some reason, because remember at the end of the first half he had an onside kick unintentionally. Now for Union, this one a bit better, moving it back to the 27, but still not an amazing kick there for Wilshire. But like we said, Tanner Griffith out with now an injury after being hit on a punt on a roughing the punter call. So what can Union do to start out here in the third quarter? 14:58 left in the third. Caver back with Thomas to his right as the running back. Two receivers set up to the right. Checks down the flat, throws it left side, and it's over the head of Jason Jones on the near side. Bluefield College with pretty good coverage that time with the defensive back in Banks.
Yeah, I like what Union tried to do there, get Jesse Caver going through the air because he ran the ball so well, actually scrambling in the first half there, but that's a throw he wants to have back. That's a quick little out route there. Just sailed over the head of Jason Jones.
Well, Caver has done a good job today of converting on third and long for Union. That is where Bluefield College has gotten killed, and unfortunately for Union, they've only been able to convert 3 points out of it. Second down and 10 from their own 27-yard line. Man in motion left to right. Caver in the gun with Thomas to his right. Fakes the handoff. Caver, pump fake, draws up the middle. He's tripped up. Colin O'Donnell got a piece of him, and he may have gotten to the line of scrimmage, maybe an inch longer than that to the 28. It'll be third down and long coming up for Union.
Absolutely love the energy and the passion that Colin O'Donnell plays with. A celebration after a sack. Feels like a great leader to have on your squad.
Well, it just comes with the territory of being a U.S. Army veteran and also being a little bit older than even the youngest freshman here at Bluefield College at 26 years old. Colin O'Donnell making a big tackle there, and now going off with a new platoon of defensive linemen in. Third down and 9 from the 28. Jesse Caver takes the snap on third down. Charles Turner shoved into him, and the DB makes the big sack of the 15-yard line. That was an odd block there. Turner accidentally really ran into the quarterback, and it's a huge sack all the way back to the 15, Evan.
It's third and long. Caver hasn't thrown the ball well today. What does Bluefield do? They dial up the blitz. The corners come crashing in. That's a big-time stop to motivate this team to get them fired up to begin the second half.
A 3-and-out to start here in the second half with 13:40 left to go in the third quarter. Once again, back to punt is Polly for Union. Remember, a ball's already sailed through his grasp. With his toes back to the 3. It's another high snap. Polly steps into it and punts it deep, looking for Strickland back at the Bluefield College 35. He let it drop, and this is going to be tough for Bluefield. Taking a Union roll all the way inside of the 10 and down at the 7-yard line. Polly there with a humongous punt, pushing Bluefield all the way back inside of their own red zone. That might have been one of the best punts we've ever seen here at Mitchell Stadium.
I mean, we've had a lot of great plays today, and I don't want to be dramatic. Is that one of the plays of the day? I mean, that's a heck of a punt. He just flipped the field inside the 15. I mean, what a punt. And there was pressure coming on the outside there, Bailey.
So his toes were all the way back at his 3-yard line, and they spot it at the 7 of Bluefield. That is impressive. And for Strickland, I mean, what a mistake there, letting the ball sail through your hands at the 35, and it took a tremendous roll for Union, and that's an understatement to say tremendous. So now for Bluefield, setting up on 1st down and 10 from their own 7. Snap to Verbal in the shotgun, hands off Sumrall up the middle, trucks his way to the 11-yard line for a 4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 6 after the linebacking core, led by Moore, able to make the tackle.
Bailey, I felt like as the game progressed late in the first half, the offense was moving better with Sumrall in the backfield compared to Johnson. Sumrall, a little bit more explosiveness out of the backfield. He can catch out of the backfield. Thought that it was a really nice compliment to Verbal.
Yeah, and it was tough for Latravius Johnson to get anything going as well. I mean, he's gotten stuffed on 4th down a couple of times. Here's Bryce Verbal, 2nd down and 5, steps back, dumps it middle. It is hauled in by Julian Martin on a one-handed grab. Wow, to the 19-yard line. He was diving down to the AstroTurf and made up for that drop earlier in the game. It's 1st down and 10 for Bluefield at their own 19-yard line.
His second reception of the game. What a nice start for the tight ends to the 2021 season.
Well, the junior from Hampton, Virginia. Remember, Bluefield has really yet to connect with tight ends, at least in the Dewey Lusk era. Julian Martin with a couple of catches today. 1st down and 10 from the 19. Verbal delayed handoff left side. Summerall. He is spun at the 24-yard line for a gain of 5. 2nd down and 5 after Alvin Brown laid the finishing touches. Moving the clock to 12:05. Rams lead 14-3. With 12 minutes flat left in the 3rd quarter, we'll see if this Rams offense can get a run game going. They were able to do that very well in a 57-14 defeat of Union back in 2019. Could be Bluefield's 4th win in a row against Union. Before Dewey Lusk, they had only beaten Union once. 2nd down and 5. Verbal on a shotgun, slings it left. It's caught by Strickland on the far side, juking for space, nearing the 40 of Bluefield and pummeled out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
It's an excellent throw from Verbal, almost a back shoulder throw, and you're throwing to a spot there, Bailey. You're expecting Strickland to stop on a dime, which he did. He threw to a spot. That's an elite throw from the junior.
So Verbal, we saw kind of working the rust off in the 1st quarter. Now, here in the 3rd, getting a little bit more confidence with his wide receiving core that is returned for him. 1st down and 10 from the 38, a little bit of a delayed handoff. Summerall broke out of a tackle on the left side. Oh, he almost got free there. Instead tackled at the Bluefield 46-yard line for a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Maxwell was in between Summerall and the end zone there, and unfortunately for the Bluefield running back, could not shake the DB, or else that would have been 6. 11 minutes flat left to go. Here in the 3rd quarter of play, Bluefield leads by 11 at 14-3, setting up 2nd down and 2 from their own 46. Verbal in the gun, 2 receivers to the left. Another handoff to Sumrall on the right side. Didn't get much there. Brown able to make the tackle for about a yard gain. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 as Sumrall is only able to get to the Bluefield 47.
And we've seen number 10 on that Union defense all over the field today. Jay Brown, 79 tackles last year, led the team. He had that big stuff on 4th and 1. He's a really good linebacker, one of the better ones in this division.
Well, you have to wonder if Bluefield, on the verge of being a little bit predictable here. 3rd down and 1, they bring in Latravius Johnson. Verbal going under center. He's going to sneak it and plow his way to move the sticks up across the 50-yard line. He was only supposed to get about a yard there. Instead, he crawled all the way up to the Union 48.
This reminds me of a quarterback playing in the Super Bowl tomorrow. Tom Brady, the best of those quarterback sneaks, right? Get on the center, getting a yard. Yeah, nice job getting about 4 or 5 there.
I'm sure Bryce Verbal is going to be very excited watching this game back and loving the Tom Brady comparison by our own Evan Hughes here. So now 1st down inside of Union territory at the 48. And the gun with Latravius Johnson staying in as the running back. Running back number 1 according to the depth chart of Dewey Lusk. Strickland set out to the left. A high snap. Verbal corrals it. Pump fakes. He's going to try to drop the middle. He won't get much. Holly was able to make the sack, dropping him at the 50-yard line for a gain of, or make it a loss of 2. 2nd down and 12 with 9:35 left to play in the 3rd.
Let's credit the Bluefield offensive line for a moment. I know they gave up a sack there on the high snap, but for the most part today, done an excellent job holding up in pass protection. I know led by Kirkley, the center, a couple of nice pieces on the outside as well on the offensive line. Good, young, solid group, too.
So 2nd down and 12. Yeah, unfortunately, that high snap there just set up Bluefield to fail on that play. 2nd down and 12. Verbal looking right. Pump fakes and throws it right. Tipped in the air. Cox let the ball fly loose, and it hit the ground. Cox broke up that pass intended for Lowell Patron. It was nearly intercepted and almost picked off on the defensive play there, but that was Taryn Cox matched up well with Lowell Patron and almost picked it off. That would have set up 1st and 10 at the Union College 45, but now it's 3rd and 12 from the 50.
I think you have to credit Taryn Cox. I mean, he's really held Lowell Patron Jr. in check today with just 2 receptions. Yes, of course, Jaquan Ebron's had a great day, but
And
Patron,
Strickland. 3rd down and 12 with 9 minutes left. Verbal steps back, slings it over the middle, overthrew Ben Mead. Boy, he was wide open. And the overthrow ends up in 4th down and 12. Bluefield likely to punt here.
and you can see it in the body language of Verbal, just kind of standing still after he threw that ball. And who knows, Bailey?
Yeah, Verbal is back. Could this be a pooch punt attempt here? Verbal in the gun. 4th down and 12 with 9 minutes left. Yes, it will be. Verbal sends it in the air, end over end, taking a Union roll and now a Bluefield roll inside of the 30-yard line. A lot of times those pooch punts kind of take you off guard. I think Union expected that, and unfortunately for Bluefield, Verbal didn't get a ton of it either. But now it'll be 1st down and 10 for Jesse Caver and company nearing their own 30.
And with Tanner Griffith hurt, your starting kicker and punter,
Right.
maybe draw somebody offside. Not the worst decision in the world there to see if anything would happen on Union's end.
Well, Dewey Lusk and Bryce Verbal getting a quick moment to talk about it. Looked like Lusk might be a little frustrated with his junior QB there. 1st down and 10 from their own 30, 14-3. Bluefield College leads with 8:52 left to go in the 3rd. Play action, rolling right, dumps it right. It's caught there by the tight end, lowering the shoulder and breaks the tackle on the far sideline. Finally shoved out of bounds by Charles Turner after the catch was made by Union's Nick Shin. Well, Nick Shin actually make that Marshall Metten lined as the H-back for Union College, making a difference, getting open after being in motion there. 2nd down and 4 from the 36 after a gain of 6. Now for Caver in the gun, 3 receivers to the left with 8:18 left to go. Caver sets up in shotgun, fakes the throw, fakes the handoff, throws it left. It's caught by Brown to move the chains up to the Bluefield, make it Union College 41-yard line.
That might have been the best throw of the day from Jesse Caver right there. And a great decision running the RPO. I know that's a quick little 8-yard pass, but it's an RPO, fakes the handoff. That ball was zipped in for a 1st down. Really great read from the freshman.
And he had all day to do it. I mean, you look at this Bluefield defensive line, they have been unable to really pulverize this young offensive line for Union today. So 1st down and 10 from their own 41-yard line. Caver down 14-3 as Thomas to his right now, the running back. Caver fakes the handoff, throws in middle, and wow, Metten was wide open again. The tight end, had that throw been on the money, that's at least 25 yards for Union. But Bluefield can take a deep breath. It's now 2nd down and 10 from Union College's 41-yard line.
And that was yet another RPO. He just missed the throw over the middle. Same play call.
So on those white jerseys going right to left Union with 7:37 to play in the 3rd. Caver, design roll out to the right, throws it far side on the sideline. It's caught and scampering, able to get the extra yardage for the 1st down. Zach Young into Bluefield territory, now at the BC 48, moving the chains.
I mean, first-year offensive coordinator Jacob Russell, I think, is calling a really nice game, and we're seeing Jesse Caver throw the ball a lot more on this drive compared to the entire 1st half.
And there's not a lot of pressure from Bluefield College. They're playing back on their heels now. 1st down and 10 from the 48-yard line. Low snap Caver looks and shovels it over the middle, caught by Thomas, cutting onto the near side now, angling his way to the 40-yard line, spins at that 40 and gets a few extra yards up to the Bluefield College 37. Good enough to move the chains for 11 yards with 7 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Union College is moving.
I just love that play call. When everybody drops back into coverage and you just shovel it off for a couple of 10 yards there, that's a really smart play there from Jesse Caver.
Yeah, Jesse Caver has done that a few times today. And a few times, let's be honest, it's looked a bit ugly where he has pitched it underhand, kind of like in softball. That time, a shuffle pass, kind of like a shortstop connecting with the second baseman on a 6-4-3 double play. So 1st down and 10 from the 37-yard line of Bluefield. Snap to Caver. He'll fake the handoff. No, give it to Thomas on the near side. Lowers the shoulder at the 31 and finally tackled by Banks there for Bluefield. Good enough for a 6-yard gain. 2nd down and 4 coming up for Union.
Strong run for Dominique Thomas, his first handoff of this drive, and Thomas has had bursts in the 1st half. He's got a bright future ahead here at Union.
Well, I think that these freshmen in the backfield for Union have been so strong today. Caver and Thomas. In the next 4 years for Union, they can at least smile upon what they've seen today. 2nd down and 4 from the 31. Shotgun snap, Caver fakes the pitch. Here comes the blitz. Now he has to roll out right. Throws for the end zone. Wide open man, touchdown. That's Jordan Brown for Union. 31-yard dime to the end zone. And for the first time in 2021, Union College has scored a touchdown. And with a PAT, can make this a 4-point game. I mean, what a play call, Evan.
Absolutely. And I'm not 100% sure if that was a broken play where Brown just slipped past the secondary, but that was a for sure fake pitch which Bluefield bid on, and an excellent job from Caver stepping up in the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield, and finding a wide open Brown. That ball got there in a hurry. Excellent throw. Best drive of the day for Union.
Yeah, 31-yard laser to the end zone as the sun starts to peer out here in the two Virginias on that far sideline bleachers. Burke stepping back for the PAT. It's a good snap. The hold is down. The kick is line drive low. Boy, Union might get punished today for the woes on special teams, but Bluefield College gives up a touchdown after the throw from Caver to Brown. It is 14-9. Rams lead by 5. Welcome back, everybody. Union College able to score on a 31-yard pass from Caver. Now ready to kick off here with 5:58 left in the third, and Bluefield leads 14-9. Kick on the far side, targeting Patron. Caught at his own 16-yard line, angling for space at the far sideline. Dances out of a few tackles up to the Bluefield College 39, and that's where the Rams will start. Union College's offense looked very impressive there in that last drive, Evan. On that last play, a fake pitch out to the right. It looked like a broken play, but Caver was able to find a wide open Brown in the end zone.
And Caver had success in the first half because he was able to run the ball. On that drive, they were having success because he was able to throw the ball.
Right.
And that was a really strong drive. And I think it kind of caught Bluefield off guard. I think they were defending the run so much on that drive, they were hurt by the pass.
So now the Rams, what can they do to answer here? With 5:52 left in the third quarter, going left to right in those blue jerseys on a cold afternoon here in Bluefield, West Virginia. Verbal in the gun, trips receivers to his right. Another high snap, throws it in the flat, caught by Ebron, backs his way for about a yard and still wrestling for space. Going to call him down at the 44-yard line after Taryn Cox and company is able to make the tackle up to that Bluefield 44. It's going to be 2nd down and about 4 coming up after a gain of 6.
I think it's fair to say that Jaquan Ebron is a tough individual to bring down to the turf. Fair to say, Bailey?
Yeah, I'd have to agree, Evan. I mean, you look at what he did against Union a couple years ago where he absolutely torched them. I think that the Bulldogs can count it as a bit of a success that they've held him to only 2 touchdowns so far. 2nd down and 4 from their own 44. Union looking to blitz in the gun. Verbal is going to have to roll out on the right. Has no time. Throws. It's caught by Strickland behind the line of scrimmage and probably should have just let that drop. He's called down at the 39-yard line. It's a loss of 5. So instead of 3rd and 4 coming up with an incomplete pass, it's going to be 3rd down and 9.
And we finally see DeMonte Bell, the senior weak side linebacker for Union, step up, blow that up. 6 tackles for losses a year ago. He's somebody who can disrupt plays in the backfield. And Bluefield's done a nice job of containing him early. There, he makes his presence felt.
So 3rd down and 9. Tough, manageable situation here for Bluefield College. 3 receivers out to the left with 4:50 left in the third quarter. Verbal back on third down, slings the middle. It's caught by Ben Mead. He's got the first down as he ducks his shoulder to the Union College 46-yard line. Tackled by DeMonte Bell. Ben Mead back again, the Bluefield native, able to make another crucial catch on third down.
And remember the last time we saw Mead, he got popped at the 1-yard line, kind of got the wind knocked out of him. Good to see him come back and make a big-time catch on third down to move the chains.
Also impressive for Verbal. First start of his college career for Bryce Verbal. Stepping up to the line, now dumping back again. Here in shotgun, first down and 10 from the Union 46. Steps back, checks down the flat, throws it left, and it's dropped by Antonio Strickland. And it seems like Antonio Strickland, on most of these routes that Bluefield has designed for the senior wide receiver, he's running backwards. So even if he does catch that, he's got to reset at about the line of scrimmage, if not about a yard further to the 45, and run up the field, because where he caught that, it's at the 39, but the momentum is going to carry him back. We'll have to see if they mix it up there. Second down and 10 from the 46. 3-down lineman for Union. Rams up by 5. Snap. Verbal. Play action. He's going to heave it down the middle of the field. It's incomplete. Antonio Strickland might want a PI call, but it was well in front of the senior wide receiver. That's an uncatchable ball. Stopping the clock at 4:15 with the snow-capped mountains around us here in Bluefield. All of that snow as the Rams are heading into that end of the end zone, nearing the road right behind the parking lot. A good crowd on hand for the first game of this COVID season of football in February. Third down and 10. See if the Rams can convert on yet another third down. 3 receivers to the left for Verbal. Number 6 takes the snap, looks right, throws it right, and it's intercepted. Taryn Cox has room to run. A flag is out as Verbal went down, but Taryn Cox is going to take it all the way back for a pick 6, but there is a crucial flag in the backfield here to see if this is going to be a roughing the passer. If so, it's the call of the game.
No question. And an excellent job by Cox to jump the route. Had nothing but green grass in front, but here's the call.
Personal foul. Roughing the quarterback. Contact in here. Number 47 on defense. 15-yard penalty.
Oh, what a call. That goes on Union. It's going to be a first down for Bluefield instead of a touchdown for Union, which would have given the Bulldogs the lead. It goes on Jason Polly. We have talked about him so much today, being the punter as well as the linebacker. He hit Verbal late, and it moves the ball up 15 yards. Evan, Bluefield got bailed out there because even with the roughing the passer, that's not a throw that Bryce Verbal should make.
Not at all. And not only was it a roughing the passer, it also was an illegal blindside hit, as he said. So this is a big penalty. Look where the ball was in Bluefield's own territory. Now they've got the ball at the Union 32-yard line. You're right, Bailey. That's the call of the game.
So it wipes off a pick 6 that would have given Union the lead. And for Cox, has to take a bit of a break now as he went back on the sideline. First down and 10 from the 31. They're going to hand it off to Latravius Johnson. Not able to get much, maybe to the 30 after the defensive line is able to swallow him up. Second down and 9. Now Bluefield running back is down. It is Johnson. It looked like maybe an offensive lineman at first, but Johnson favoring his knee. Remember, another guy to watch out for that has been hurt, Tanner Griffith, the kicker, so that factors into how Bluefield attacks here in the red zone. They can't set up for a long field goal. Elijah Wilshire hasn't really been able to do that in his career, hasn't been able to be tested to do that, but he's had a couple of squib kick kickoffs. But now for Bluefield, Chris Sumrall on the field, and this takes off maybe your short yardage running back in Latravius Johnson.
Absolutely, and as we've talked about, they've had a nice complement of a power back and Johnson and more of a speed back in Sumrall. Now you're a little more one-dimensional in the running game if Johnson is unable to come back, but hope that he's all right there, the freshman in his first career game with Bluefield.
Well, Latravius Johnson limping off of the field with the help of athletic trainer Josh Schroyer. And Johnson with that big fumble on the goal line earlier. That'll be a play we're going to talk about this week where it looked like Johnson may have pushed the plane, but the fumble was called and Taryn Cox had that fumble recovery, but Cox's pick 6 just wiped off of the board. So second down and 9 from the 30. Shotgun, Verbal. Here comes the pressure. Throws it left side. It's caught by Jaquan Ebron. Jukes for space at the 15-yard line and angles his way up to the 14. Another first down for Bluefield, and who else but Ebron to make another big play.
I mean, he is the X factor on the field. Ebron does such a great job there. That ball underthrown by Verbal. Does a great job of recognizing it, fighting off the defender, coming back to make the catch, and juking by him to get a couple extra yards.
So Ebron has 2 touchdown catches today. last year against Union had 3 TDs, 148 yards against the Bulldogs. Most of that being done in the first half. 14-9 Bluefield leads. A bit of a closer game now. First down and 10 from the 14. Shuffle a pass on the left side. Summerall able to hurdle a tackler. Ball came out again at the 10-yard line. Referee threw the beanbag out to say that ball hit the dirt, but it's recovered by Bluefield. I think Julian Martin was there to recover for the Rams. And once again for Bluefield, I mean, had 3 turnovers in the first half. Didn't want their first of the second half to be on that play deep in the red zone.
The fans here at Mitchell Stadium can breathe a sigh of relief there, Bailey. I mean, that would have been a big turnover.
Well, Bluefield wasting no time. Second down and 6 from the Union College 10, up by 5. Verbal with the snap, looking end zone. Fade, end zone left. It's incomplete. Antonio Strickland trying to toe his feet in. Good job on the defense that time by Jake Barnett, the freshman defensive back. Matched up with Antonio Strickland, the senior wide receiver. It'll be third down and 6 with 2:42 left in the third. Rams lead by 5, 14-9. A crucial roughing the passer call on Jason Polly, linebacker that wipes off a pick 6 that would have given Union the lead on this drive. Third down and 6 from the 10. In the gun, Verbal looks left, throws it left. It's caught for the touchdown. Antonio Strickland dialed up once more, and this time the senior from Georgia takes it in for 6.
Excellent throw from Verbal. Pressure coming. Linebackers come blitzing in for Union. Left tackle Tremaine Baker for Bluefield got beat. Had a man in his face. Makes an excellent throw on the slant. Touchdown Bluefield. Great throw from the junior QB.
Third touchdown of the game for Bryce Verbal. First time he's dialed up Antonio Strickland. So Wilshire is back to kick. Verbal stayed on the field as the holder. It's 20-9. Snap is good. The hold is down. The kick is away. And pure right through those white goal posts. 21-9. Bluefield College leads. What a huge call, wiping off that pick 6, and the Rams are able to convert. 21-9 with 2:38 left to go in the third quarter. We'll take a break here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. 2:38 left to go. Rams able to convert on a huge touchdown pass, 10 yards away from Bryce Verbal to Antonio Strickland. Rams on the top of this one, 21-9. Elijah Wilshire steps up. It's another squib kick caught at the 30-yard line. And what a day. I think that's the second time that for Union College able to recover at that time. It's Mason Rice. I mean, he's the leading kickoff returner for Union at this point because he's been able to catch a couple of those line drives up the middle from Wilshire.
He's a freshman linebacker on roster, too. You know he's enjoying the chance to just touch the football a couple of times, Bailey.
He's probably asking Coach Latrell, can I take it back? Instead,
give me a shot, Coach.
Right.
You know he's saying it.
He's at the 29-yard line after that. First down and 10 for Bluefield. Rams on defense, trying to defend a 21-9 lead. Caver scored on his last drive. Man on motion, the freshman is going to hand it off on a jet sweep near side. Cutting for space at the 35 and tripped up. Charles Turner, another great tackle on the rush that time. De'Aaron Robinson almost got past the Bluefield College DB, but instead, it's a good gain, though, moving it to about second down and 3 to the Union College 36-yard line.
We've seen a nice balance of Union running east-west and north-south in their offense here in the second half.
It appears that Michael Everett has changed his number to number 98 on the far side, covering Dominique Thomas in the flat. Play action, Caver's going to run out on the right side. He wants to throw it, but instead he just slides enough to move the chains to the Bluefield College, make it the Union College 41.
You can see him looking for a block there, didn't get it, but takes the 2 yards, moves the chains.
And Everett wearing number 98. I mean, that's something that, needs to be informed to us here in the press box. We're just making a guess at this point, and it seems like that is him. Brand new jerseys, first down and 10, and luckily they had a spare for him. At the 41-yard line, Union College last drive they had ended with a 31-yard touchdown pass. And they are with 1:37 left in the third quarter, down by a pair of scores at 21-9. Caver in the gun, two receivers to the left. Blitz coming for Bluefield. It's Everett making the pitch to the right instead. Shovels it over the middle to Menton. This time Bluefield College did not fall for it as the entire gang of Rams able to wrestle down the tight end for about a yard gain to the 42.
And guess who's the one who did not sell out for the or did sell out for the pitch? It was DeMarcus Wimbish. Right place, right time. Bluefield has seen that play enough today, Bailey.
Right, and I mean it's been very good for Union so far in this game. I mean they've converted in some pretty big situations on that same shuffle pass. Second down and 9, under a minute left to go from the Union College 41-yard line. And the gun again, Caver with three receivers to the left. Under a minute left. And it'll hand it off up the middle on the right side. That RPO. Going to get a few more yards there. Up to the 46 of Bluefield. Good enough for a 5-yard gain. Charlton Perrin able to make the tackle for Bluefield. And it looks like Linton actually got the carry for Union. Well, Union has mixed it up with the running backs today. A team you can really expect that with. I mean, Thomas was the primary running back for Union, but well, we've seen a few more guys get put into this rushing attack. Third down and 5 from the Union College 46. Need the 49 of Bluefield. Thomas in motion, left to right. Caver in the gun with 10 seconds left in the third. Design roll out to the left, throws it left. It's caught for the first down. Good enough for a few yards up to the 46. Ball popped out at the end. They said he was down. Jason Jones was able to catch it and popped out at the end. Rams couldn't return it back. That'll stop the clock with 2 seconds left here in the third quarter.
That was an excellent route as Jones crossed with Thomas in the flat and freed up Jason Jones. And this is a big drive coming up for Union to begin the fourth quarter.
Ready to begin the fourth quarter here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. We are ready for the final quarter of play here in the first game of the season. Rams lead 21-9. Union driving, though, when we come back. Fourth quarter ready to begin here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. First down and 10, 21-9. Bluefield leads Union. Knocking on the door, though, in Bluefield territory at the 46. Caver in the gun, fakes the handoff on the jet sweep, rolling out to the right, sets his feet, heaves it down the near sideline. It is intercepted out of bounds. And for Bluefield, that's a great play on the defensive backside for the Rams. That pass intended for the receiver in Zach Young. And unfortunately for the Rams, Peyton Halston was on him like glue in the coverage. Second down and 10 from the 46.
And how about the freshman quarterback, Jesse Caver, taking a shot one-on-one down the field? We haven't seen that too much from Union. And as I said before we went to break, 21-9, you've got the ball in Bluefield territory. This feels like points have to come on this drive for Union.
For Union, yeah. And, I mean, this is such a difference in what we've seen out of this game in the past 2 years, that's for sure. 21-9. Caver. Play action, looks middle, checking the flat, throws it far sideline, wide open man, caught at the 40-yard line, juking up close to the yard to gain at the 36. That might be good enough to move the chains. It was Robinson wide open. The running back was able to move out on that call, and no Rams were there. They were all going down the field as the defensive backs left the running back wide open.
One of the differences I'm seeing from the first half to the second half, Bluefield was blitzing a lot more in the first half than they did in the third quarter. Not much pressure in this second half on Caver.
So Caver moving his running back left to right. Takes the snap. Play action. He's going to roll out right again. Here comes the blitz from Wimbush. Evan, they must have heard you. Wimbush as well as Kayshawn Ridgel for Bluefield combining for the sack, dropping the freshman QB back to the 39-yard line, a second down and long. And I mean, you're absolutely right, though. They haven't been blitzing for most of the second half, and finally they do it there, and Caver had to pay for it.
And Wimbush, a quiet third quarter. You know he's going to make his presence felt as this game continues on. It's a big-time sack. Kind of forces Union to throw the ball here.
Second down and 13. 13:50 left to go in the fourth quarter. 21-9 Bluefield leads. Union in the Rams territory now at the 39. In the gun again with two receivers spread out on the near end of the field. Snap Caver, looks left, throws left. Is it intercepted? It's going to be a 50-50 ball between the corner for Bluefield and the wide receiver. And the Rams won't be able to pick it off. Instead, it's Jason Jones able to make the catch. I think Ty went to the wide receiver there. Banks had it and almost picked it off. Third down and 5 coming up, though, for Union on a crucial play at the 31-yard line. Oh, Bluefield trying to get off the field. Union want to snap the ball, but the Rams are going to take a timeout. And Dino Kaklis, the Rams DC, wanted to call a timeout so Bluefield could get in some new personnel because they were racing off. Well, for the Rams, Stephen McCall was racing off of the field. And for Union, they wanted to set up quickly because they could have burned that for a penalty that would have set up them very close to the red zone.
Let's go back to that pass, though, real quick. It's almost like, I guess, tie to the runner in baseball.
Right, yeah.
I mean, that was a heck of an effort there defensively from Bluefield. I mean, really, we're both sitting here. I mean, that could go either way, what we just saw.
And it kind of reminds me, and of course, this isn't the same exact situation, but remember that Hail Mary years ago with the replacement refs?
The Fail Mary.
The Fail Mary. Green Bay Packers, Seattle Seahawks, Wilson stepped back, threw it into the end zone. It was kind of a tie situation, even though looking back, it looked like the Packers had picked it off. But they called it a touchdown for Seattle because, well, tie goes to the wide receiver. It was a touchdown to propel Seattle to win that game. Not the exact same situation there, but that's what I thought of when those guys were wrestling for possession of the ball because it looked like they caught it at the exact same time. So third down and 5 after the catch made by Jones, a freshman from Bell County, Kentucky. Caver, what an impressive debut for him. Can he lead a comeback here against Bluefield's defense with 13:10 left? Third down and 5 from the 31. Snap, Caver, he's going to hand it off up the middle, and the Rams did not fall for the run there. Another running back working today in Takias Linton. Wasn't able to get much, only up to the Bluefield College 29 there on a gain of 2. So it's going to be fourth down and 3, and you're definitely in fourth down territory here.
Absolutely, and Union has to get this. They can turn the ball over on downs. It's going to be really hard if you do not come away with points on this drive, especially considering how much they run the football.
Fourth down and 3 from the 29 in the gun. Linton moves from the left to the right on Caver. Two receivers out to the right. Caver's going to throw it. Fires left side. It's caught for the first down and a bit more as Thomas works his way up close to the Bluefield College 20 as he's tackled out of bounds, knocking on the door of the red zone. That is the biggest fourth down conversion of the day for the Bulldogs.
On a 4th and 3 in the first half, I don't think we see Jesse Caver throw the ball. But it's amazing how this game has progressed, the confidence in that throw to move the chains.
So first down and 10, they will spot it at the BC 20. In the red zone now with 12:14 left to go, down 21-9. Caver once again in the gun. Linton to his right. Fakes the handoff to him. Has all day. Throws it middle. It is caught and then broken up. Charles Turner is having himself a game. The safety over the middle made sure that the running back could not make the catch that time. That was Robinson who had the ball at his chest, but Turner lowered the shoulder, and the Baltimore native popped the ball loose.
And there were really only 2 options there for Jesse Caver. A crossing route at the 10-yard line. Give it up for the Bluefield secondary, doing an excellent job of playing man coverage down the field. Absolutely nobody open there for Jesse Caver.
So Caver sets up in the shotgun again, down 21-9, 12:02 left to go in the fourth quarter. Two receivers out to the right, and Robinson. They're going to hand it off to Linton up the middle. He cuts to the left on a bit of a counter play. Only got to the 17-yard line for a gain of 3. Third down and 7. Whistle blows at the end of the play. Remember, this is a game that has gotten chippy in the past. I mean, it's hard to call it a rivalry because it's been so lopsided. But Union trying to start a new rivalry today with all of these young players that have really done a good job against a talented and older Bluefield College defense. 3rd down and 7 from the 17. Caver in the gun again. Rams have to circle out Banks once more on the near sideline. Banks drops back, almost lost the ball. He's going to draw it up the middle and slides at the 15-yard line. And Caver, I think he realizes, Evan, that this is 4th down territory, so he doesn't have to get to the sticks on the 3rd down. So he just slides and makes it a little bit more manageable from the BC 15.
And that play was blown up because Bluefield brought the blitz, did an excellent job of getting by the tackles, and Johnson and Turpin, big play here for Union.
So they actually call it back at the 16 where he started to slide. Linton is the running back to the left of Caver, now moves to the right.
Needs to get to the 10-yard line, Bailey.
Yeah, 4th down and 7. Coming up. Caver in the gun. Takes the snap. Rolling out left. Blitz coming. Throws end zone. It is caught and dropped in the end zone. Bluefield College once again can exhale. Dominique Thomas was open in the corner. What a throw by Caver. And the freshman dropped it. So Bluefield College gets the ball back at their own 16-yard line.
That was an excellent play design. It was a great throw, but it was better defense from Bluefield. Excellent stop. Now with 10:40 left, it's going to be interesting to see what does Bluefield do on offense. Do they try and take a lot of time off the clock, or do they go for the knockout punch and try and score another touchdown?
Well, if you're a Union fan watching this, your Bulldogs team does have 3 timeouts. So for the Rams, they can still control the clock in that aspect. But 10:40 left to go in the game. Bryce Verbal trying to push this one out of scoring distance for Union on a pitch on 1st down. Summerall has it cutting up at the 20, breaks a tackle near side 30, breaks another one as he is twirled out of bounds on a huge rush to the 35-yard line for Bluefield. That's a 19-yard gain, longest rush of the game for anybody on Bluefield, and the Rams will take a 1st down at their own 35.
And if Tremonte Gardner did not knock him out of bounds, I think there was room for Summerall to take that to the house.
And I think Summerall believed that too, and I think that the coaches adjacent to us here in this press box thought that he might have been gone there. But Rams will take a 1st down here at their own 35-yard line. Verbal with Summerall still in the gun with him. To receivers, make it 3 out on the far side, including the tight end, Julian Martin. Strickland set up on the near short end of the field, 1st down and 10 with 10:14 left to play. Quick snap to Verbal. He's going to hand it off to Summerall. He's got room to run again. What a run for Summerall. Shot like a rocket, and he's got it up to the 46. Meanwhile, entangled in the backfield, an offensive lineman for Bluefield as well as a DN for Union. Looks like for Union, that was Jared Sermons. And for the Rams, well, unfortunately that time, mixing up with Antoine Shaw, or actually Termaine Baker.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 90 white, number 69 blue. Those penalties will offset. That's the first unsportsmanlike for both players.
So the penalty's offset. And that just means they're going to keep that rush by Summerall, luckily for Bluefield, to now their own 46-yard line. Because if that just gets called there on Bluefield College on Termaine Baker, I mean, what a negation of a great run by Summerall. He's had 2 good ones in a row. Whistle blows to resume play with 10:04 left to go in the 4th quarter. Snap to Verbal. He's going to hand off Summerall again. Bounces out to the right side. Stiff arm nearing the 50-yard line and just shoved out of bounds by Taryn Cox. Well, it looked like Summerall, he's starting to feel himself a little bit, finding the open lanes to run. Just couldn't bounce out of bounds there off of Cox. And now it's going to be 2nd down and about 8 to go.
He's from New Augusta, Massachusetts, came from Southwest Mississippi Community College. He's kind of been all over the country playing, and I think that Bluefield has a real star in the making in Chris Summerall. Great compliment to Bryce Verbal, the quarterback.
Well, this offensive line, what can they do to try to put this game on ice with 9:38 left? 2nd down and 8. Verbal's going to heave it near side. It is dropped. Oh, Bluefield College wants a PI call. Antonio Strickland jumped up to try to make the catch, went down to the ground, and now he is hurt. He was tangled up that time with Cunningham for Union, and Antonio Strickland signals for the training staff for Bluefield to help him out. No, that could be a loss. Strickland scored that last touchdown for BC. 3rd down and 9 coming up for the Rams from their own 47-yard line. We've already seen Tanner Griffith, the kicker and punter for Bluefield, come out on injury. Latravius Johnson, the starting running back, and now Antonio Strickland taken out. So we have a new running back in for Bluefield. It's DeAndre Jackson. He's actually listed as a wide receiver for the Rams. He's in the backfield now. 3rd down and 9. Verbal's going to throw it. Steps back. Throws left. It is intercepted on a bobble. Oh, we almost called it incomplete, but right there to get it for Union was Paul Maxwell, the freshman. What a huge pick that is, Evan, because that's great field position for the Bulldogs and plenty of time to try to stage a comeback here with 9:29 left to go.
C.J. Honeycutt brought the house for Union there. All kinds of pressure on Verbal. Throws a ball over the middle. It's picked, and all of a sudden, Union has great field position near midfield, exactly what they needed to try and get back into this game.
I think that's the 4th turnover today for Bluefield College. 3 in the first half, first here in the second half, and what a daunting time. Caver in the gun, 1st down and 10 from their own 39. Hand off Dominique Thomas, trying to bounce out on the left side. He spins out of a tackle, lowers the shoulder, and scampers his way up to the Union College 47-yard line. Good enough for a gain of 8. 2nd down and 8 in Bluefield College. Well, that defense has certainly gotten a little bit more of a break here in the second half than what we saw was kind of like running the pacer drill in the first half for Union as a test of their resiliency. But they looked a bit tired on that play as Dominique Thomas was able to get 8 yards. 2nd down and 2 from the 47 of Union. Man in motion is Brown. Snap to Caver. Play action. He wants to throw it. Here comes the blitz for the Rams. Rushing out to left. Caver sets his feet. Slings it far sideline. It's broken up. Oh, what a play that would have been. But another good job on defense for Bluefield. That was Peyton Hasted for the Rams breaking up that pass. And now sets up 3rd down and short coming up. 3rd and 2, Evan, from the 47.
And I wonder which way first-year offense coordinator Jacob Russell goes here. Do you run the ball up the middle and try and get the sure first down? Do you put the ball in the hands of your quarterback? And Jesse Caver, maybe roll him out here, give him the chance to tuck it and run.
I mean, it's such a thing to watch out for now is Ezra Mistrella, the 5'1 receiver, lines up in the slot on 3rd down and 2 on the near side. Haven't seen him yet today. 3rd down and 2. Caver fakes the handoff, throws in middle, intended for Mistrella. It was a bit too high. And now it's 4th down and 2 from their own 47. They have all 3 of their timeouts down by 12 here, 21-9. 8:40 left to go. You're at midfield. You really have to go for it if you're John Luttrell. Now, reminder that these 2 teams will play again. A timeout is called by Union. We'll keep talking here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. These teams are going to play again. That's the thing we haven't really yet to explain. These 2 teams in the same division, they're going to play twice as part of this crazy lineup of a season. So they're going to play in April. And I think that Union, they have a little bit of potential to make this into a comeback season for the Bulldogs. But the Rams on defense, a huge test for them right here on 4th down and 2.
You know, it really is. And we talked about it earlier in the broadcast how for this year's team, what Dewey Lusk has, I think he's got a veteran group on the defensive side of the ball. And we've talked about Wimbush. We've talked a lot about Michael Everett and Colin O'Donnell up front. And this is a real chance for them, I think, to put this game out of reach if Bluefield can milk some clock on offense and not turn the football over on the ensuing drive. I think they've done an excellent job of getting more pressure over the last 5 minutes or so on Jesse Caver because he was in a rhythm, Bailey, for about 2 drives where he was just slinging the rock and having all kinds of success in the pocket.
And this was a Jesse Caver freshman quarterback that we didn't even expect to have start today. We were talking about Myron Norfleet, if you're watching on the broadcast. We talked about him in the open. And instead, it's the freshman Jesse Caver. And if you talk to the Union head coach, John Luttrell, he said he's a guy that really surprised me. And now, can he surprise him again? 4th down and 2, 8:40 left to go, down 21-9 from their own 47. Rams loading up the box now. 3 down linemen and 1 blitzing off the edge. Handed off up the middle. Dominique Thomas twirled down close to the yard to gain the initial spot. Points the way of Union right at the 50. Dominique Thomas, who dropped that touchdown minutes ago, now moves the chains for Union with 8:34 left to go.
Thought for a minute they might hand it off on the jet sweep to Ezra Mistrella. Had space, but the right decision to hand it off up the middle.
Ezra Mistrella, I mean, 5'1".
125.
Wow. He's lined up with Michael Everett on the outside, who's almost 230 pounds. 1st down and 10 from the 50. Caver looks right, throws it right, and it's dropped. What a big drop that is for Jaquavis Smith. Could have turned around and made it at least a 5-yard gain. Went through his hands. Second down and 10 coming up from the 50 with 8:10 left to go. Union is down 21-9.
He tried to bring that ball to his gut before he actually caught the ball. And again, this is an important drive for many reasons. You're down 2 possessions. Also important because your next drive, if you get a stop on defense, you're going to have to throw the ball. This is probably the last drive they're going to be able to run and pass with a nice balance.
Need to score here, Evan. I mean, there's really no other way around it for Union. The Rams need a stop. 8:10 left to go. Second down and 10 from the 50. Caver, a pump fake, as all day. Rolling out right. Still searching. Throws it near side. Wow, Brown was wide open. Tight roping down the sideline. The Rams let him go, falling asleep in the secondary. But luckily for Bluefield, setting up third down and 10. Because Brown, I mean, Evan, there was no one within 15 yards of him.
And if he just looked up and maybe tried to adjust to the ball, he might have caught that and gotten into the red zone with ease. I like the decision there from Bluefield to drop into coverage there and only rush 3. I think it was a surprise to Caver. He couldn't tuck it and run.
Third down and 10, 8:02 left from the 50, down 21-9. What does the freshman have in him? Bringing a man in motion in Brown. Doesn't even acknowledge him. Dumps it left on a screen. Caught by Thomas. Getting a block, and that block vanquished by Michael Everett. Making the tackle and a big one at the 49-yard line. Fourth down and 11 because the senior didn't fall asleep on the screen. It's a huge tackle setting up 4th and long.
And everybody else did fall asleep on that screen. Everett, the only one who stayed home. If he doesn't make that tackle, that's a gain of 20 to 30 yards there for Union.
7:34 and ticking. Fourth down and 11 coming up for Union. Sun setting in Bluefield, West Virginia, as it's setting on a comeback chance for Union. Caver in the gun. Man jump is going to be a free play. No, they'll blow the whistle dead, and I think Caver is frustrated about that because he wanted to just chuck it down the field. But it will be now 4th down and 6 coming up, and that's a huge call. It looked like for the Rams, that was Tony Torton jumping off. Another new member of the defensive line.
Offside with contact, number 33, Bluefield, 5-yard penalty, remains 4-10.
And that's probably why the play was blown dead, because if it's with contact, I don't believe you can continue the play. If there's no contact, then it's the free play opportunity.
Well, they called it on Logan Petrone, and I think it was actually Torton that hit the center and Chris Carter. Actually, Dylan Crook is now in as the center for Union. 4th down and 6 from the 46. Another hard snap count. Caver looks to the left to get the call from the offensive coordinator and Jacob Russell. 7:08 left to play. 21-9 the score. Bluefield leads now on defense. Dropping back into prevent coverage here on 4th and 6. Caver back to throw. Looks, throws middle. It is incomplete. Looking for Mastrella. It was right out of his grasp, and Bluefield College once again takes over on downs at their own 46-yard line.
That's the biggest stop of the day there for Bluefield. And they take over near midfield, 6:58, up 2 possessions. Again, another big sigh of relief for everybody here. Excellent job by that defense there, not letting the offsides penalty stop them from making a big stop on 4th down.
Remember, your Union only has 2 timeouts now with 6:58 left. And I feel like we've been saying, well, that's the biggest stop of the game for Bluefield. It seems like every stop of the game has been so crucial for the Rams because it's come on these 4th and short situations. 1st down and 10. Hand off on the left side, looking for Jackson. Scampers for a little bit off of the pitch, up to the 48. It's a gain of 2 with 6:50 left to go. Rams can move that clock down a little bit. 2nd down and 8 coming up inside their own territory here at the 48-yard line. Billy Engel, Evan Hughes, Cynthia Brown, Jackson Bast, Rodrigo Harachi, all part of this broadcast crew we've assembled for you here today. Glad to have you along for the ride on the Rams Digital Sports Network, the first game of the season. 6:25 left to go. Rams going right to left. A bit darker here at Mitchell Stadium. I don't even know if the bank of field lights is on our near side. Low snap for Verbal. He's going to hand it off middle. Jackson isn't able to get much. Brown was able to crash off of the edge. 3rd down and 8 coming up.
What an opportunity for Union here. 2 stops, 3rd and 8. And I'm curious to see, what will Bluefield do here? Do you run the ball and try and milk more clock, or do you throw the ball here and try and continue this drive?
Well, it brings up a very interesting question, Evan, because it looks like they want to run it again with Verbal as Jackson make that Summerall to his right. He scampered for a few big runs today. Snap to Verbal, handed off Summerall, trying to bounce out on the outside. A stiff arm, he won't get anywhere. Brown brings him down for a yard loss to the Bluefield 47. Keeps the clock rolling, though, with 5.5 minutes left. 4th down and 9 ensuing for the Rams.
And now Union can get the ball back with about 4.5 minutes left. They didn't have to burn one of their 2 timeouts on that 3-and-out.
A bit interesting here. Bryce Verbal staying on the field. Remember, the Rams are without their punter, their starting punter in Tanner Griffith. And Elijah Wilshire has been the kicker. It looks like Verbal has every intention of pooch punting this because he's deep back in the shotgun to the 40-yard line as opposed to maybe about the 38. So Verbal, once again, a pooch punt, and oh boy, could have gotten more of that one. That is about a 12-yard punt. Now, you can't ask for much more than your quarterback who's put in a tough situation right there to do so. But for Union, I mean, it's basically like you would have been better off for Verbal to just throw it down the field and Union to have an interception.
And that entire possession for Bluefield only took, I think, 50 seconds off the clock in a 2-score game. So if you're Union, you don't have to call your timeouts. You get the ball at your own 42-yard line. They're still very much so in this game. The thing is, though, Bailey, with 4:57 left, they're not going to be able to run the ball down 2 possessions as much as they'd like to at this point in the game.
And you have to think for John Luttrell, has to be a bit frustrated and thinking what could have been after being stopped on a few attempts deep into Bluefield territory. 21-9 this score. Rams lead by 12. 4:57 left. Union with the ball back at their own 43-yard line. 1st down and 10. Thomas moves to the right in motion. Caver throws it to left. It's caught there. Lowering the shoulder and making his way close to the 49-yard line. And that was Jalen Eccles able to make the catch for a gain of 5. 2nd down and 5 coming up. You're going to have to throw it, Evan, but you're also going to have to work the sideline at some point because you only have 2 timeouts left. You're down by 12. Need to score quickly. Union working in the hurry up, but doesn't seem like they're moving fast enough. 2nd down and 4. Union with 2 receivers out on the right side. Caver, the freshman, gets the snap, rolling right, throws it near side. It's caught by Jones, juking up at the 40-yard line, close to that, and the Rams made sure he didn't get anywhere near there. Now at the 43, moves the chains, though, into Bluefield College territory after the catch was made by the freshman from Bell County, Kentucky.
In a perfect world, the Bulldogs would love to score with about 2:15 left on the clock because they're going to have to go down the field and try and score yet another touchdown if they get the ball back.
1st down and 10. Want to score quickly. They haven't had huge plays today. It has been all just chunk on the drive for Caver and company as he takes the snap on 1st down and 10. Steps back, throws it near sideline. Jones ran out of space to get up to that ball. It's uncatchable. He wanted a PI, and instead the Rams set him up on 2nd down and 10 from the Bluefield College 42.
Now Jones just ran a curl route there, Bailey, and then as he saw his quarterback roll right, he just dropped back and ran down the field. And if that was just thrown a little bit closer, that could have been a flag.
Well, Peyton Haston, we have called his name a few times today in the coverage. He has made some big plays. Now that time being on Jones there. 2nd down and 10. And shuffles it over the middle. It's caught by Thomas. Angles out to the left. He has the 1st down as he runs close to the Bluefield College 25 up to the 27. Stopping the clock on the 1st down on a gain of 15 yards. 3:46 left to go.
Besides the 30-yard touchdown pass, those shovel plays might be the most productive passing plays of the day for Union.
And Bluefield College fell back asleep on it. It looked like they had it figured out there in the 3rd quarter. Now in the 4th with 3:39 left to go. Union and Caver back to throw on 1st down. Slings it middle. It's tipped and almost intercepted coming over the middle. Brown was open, sliding at the 15-yard line, popped out of his grasp, and it was loose into the secondary for the Rams. That would have been a game-sealing pick, but instead, 2nd down and 10 from the BC 27 coming up with 3:33 left to go.
I'm sure a little frustrating for Caver. You think about the last drive, Mastrella dropped 2 balls, and then that's a ball that should have been caught. That's 3 big drops here in the 4th quarter.
2nd down and 10 from the BC 27, 3:33 left. Freshman QB takes the snap, looks left. Now back to the right, all day to throw, sets his feet. No pressure coming, rolls out to the left. Now he's going to have to tuck and run. Angling near the line of scrimmage, he's going to have to run out of bounds at the 25-yard line. That is so impressive for Union College's offensive line there. And I'm not sure if it's because of Bluefield College's defensive backs that were locking it down, but I'm telling you, there was no rush from Bluefield to make Caver even the least bit uncomfortable in the backfield.
It's funny, I'm looking at Stephen Mackel, the outside linebacker, just standing there bored because they did such a great job of defending that downfield.
3rd down and 7 from the Bluefield 24. Snap to Caver, design rollout near side. Caver looking end zone. He's going to tuck and run and awkwardly make his way to the 20-yard line. And that'll just be a gain of 4, setting up 4th down and 3. Rams had the quarterback covered well there. They got punished in the first half. Looks like Union wants to call a timeout. And they keep the clock running. Well, they delayed the clock. And I think now they're going to have to figure that out.
Timeout. Union.
And Union calls a timeout. What a timeout it is with 3 minutes flat. Now, I'm not sure why Union took that long. They wiped off about 7 seconds there, Evan.
They did. They absolutely did. Now you've got 1 left. And now if you're able to score, that probably takes away any thoughts of kicking deep to Bluefield. So if Union were to score, you're likely seeing an onside kick that would follow down to their final timeout.
So just 1 timeout for Union. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And, you know, there's been a crazy game. So let's just see what an offensive or an onside kick looks like. I mean, we've already seen one unintentionally earlier. So let's see one for real this time.
It's football in February.
Yeah, football in February, the day before the Super Bowl. This is it. When I was a kid growing up, I was like, I want to call a game on the first week of February, you know, thinking it'll be the Super Bowl. This is actually exactly what I thought. So
I will say, though, it has been. What was the final score of the game in 2019, Bailey?
57-14.
You think about this game, and it's been good football
Right.
on both sides. I mean, for Coach John Luttrell and Union, I mean, this team has come a long way, it feels like, from last season to this year.
And you think for Union College, I mean, it's not even a clean sweep of a brand new coaching staff. John Luttrell was the offensive line coach on that 0-11 team. So there's a lot of returning coaches, but it seems like Bluefield College is having a little bit more trouble with the tenacity of Union here today. 4th down and 3 from the 20 of Bluefield. They need the 17, down 21-9 with 3 minutes left. Snap, Caver looks to the left, dropping back, draws on the right side. He slings it onto the 10. It's tipped and almost intercepted. Incomplete. Bluefield College comes up with yet another 4th down stop. Union forced off of the field with 2:52 left to go, and the Rams will take over at their own 20.
And once again, the Bluefield defense with 2 big 4th down stops near the red zone in the 4th quarter. And I have to say the pass coverage, Bailey, has been what's been so good in this 4th quarter. Hasn't necessarily been rushing the quarterback. It's been dropping back into coverage and making great plays. Excellent stop, and that is the biggest of the game.
Well, I think that Caver, might be kicking himself there. He might have had a better opportunity to just run it. So now for Bryce Verbal, Chris Sumrall in the backfield with him. 21-9 the score. Rams have scored once here in the second half. It ends up being a big touchdown on the throw from 10 yards out to Antonio Strickland. Low snap. Verbal almost dropped it. Runs out to the left, fakes the pitch, and he just takes it up the middle to the 21-yard line. This might be what Bluefield wants. Union, see if they'll call a timeout here. Clock still rolling down to 2:40. They have yet to call the timeout. I think that Union wants, or at least Brown on the Union side wants them to call a timeout, and they're not.
We only pick up a yard there. I think it all depends on this next one. If you could get them into 3rd and long, then maybe burn that timeout there. But you have to be strategic of when you use it.
2nd down and 10. And they got to the 21, so it's actually 2nd down and 9. It's just a 1-yard gain. And Bluefield College, they are milking off the clock here. Union has yet to call a timeout, down 21-9. Wow, 2:05 left. Verbal is lazily in the backfield now. Takes the snap, hands off Summerall on the right side. Almost broke through again. Brown, he's been tough today for Union. Broke down the running back for Bluefield at the 19-yard line. Actually, the 24-yard line for a gain of 4. Minute 47 now, and Union has yet to call a timeout. It's a bit odd. It looks like the Bulldogs are almost conceding.
I was thinking they might call one there on 3rd down. And the clock continues to run. Real quick, Chris Sumrall, I don't know when it's going to be. It might not be today. He is going to break one of those long, I'm calling, he's going to have a 70-plus yarder this year. It's going to happen.
He's hitting the hole very hard. He's had a big run of about 20 yards earlier in this 4th quarter, and that was really the highlight after the Strickland touchdown. Jaquan Ebron with 2 touchdowns in the first half. A minute 15 left to go. Snap is fumbled. Verbal fell on it back at the 19-yard line. And Union, are they going to call a timeout now? They have yet to do so. There it is. Finally calling a timeout. And I think if you're a member of the Union defense, you're wondering, why now?
Well, imagine if they recover that fumble, too. It kind of changes things.
Right.
But that's 100%. And again, it's tough when you have 2 timeouts to make sense, right? Timeout on the first play, timeout on the second. and then let it play on the third. But when you've got one left, I understand there's a little bit of strategy. When do you call that?
Right. And, you think that if they call timeout on second down, that play happens, and, maybe, I guess it's not a huge difference because it's their last timeout anyway, but, a minute 7 left to go. It was a bit odd to not burn it early on, and the Rams could just walk out about a minute and a half of the game clock there. Now the minute 7, they're forced to punt. And remember, Tanner Griffith is hurt, so Bryce Verbal has been the pooch punter for Bluefield. His last punt went 10 yards. So now, you're getting into a situation here where Union might want to bring the dogs on a pooch punt and try to block this and run it back with about a minute left.
It's a great point, Bailey.
So 21-9. It's a 12-point lead for Bluefield. The play of the game really was that roughing the passer call that wiped off a pick 6. The Rams ended up scoring later on that drive. So now 4th down and 11. Verbal takes a high snap. Officials blow a whistle to axe the play.
You look at the returner and Paul Maxwell. He is standing at the Bluefield 45.
Right. And, it might be a bit courteous there to back up that far. Because Verbal is only about 6 yards deep. It's going to be a quick punt. Snap to Verbal, rolls out to the right, and it's a better punt. Maxwell catching it at the 50-yard line. Has to run up the left side of the field, cutting at the 40 and stumbles into Bluefield territory at the 33. A little bit more respect given to the leg of Bryce Verbal there.
In his first career start, he's had a really solid second half. I don't know if he thought he'd be punting as much in his first career start today.
That's his 3rd punt today. And, now you're going for Union. You have to really get into the situation every play. You're going to have to try to go to the end zone here. You have no timeouts left. 21-9. You're getting into another situation. Got to score and then an onside kick. Down by 12. Caver in the gun. 2 receivers out to the left. And Everett jumps offside. It's going to be a free play with no contact. Throws into the end zone left side. It is intercepted. Unfortunately for Bluefield, this one will not count. And I think that for Bluefield,
Number 98, Bluefield.
that was Peyton Haston again.
Penalty remains first down.
Peyton Haston had the interception, but Michael Everett was offside. So 50 seconds left to go. Let's call it 51, actually, rounding up that decimal over there. 1st down and 5 coming up for Union. And, well, they did exactly what we thought they were going to do. They were gunning for the end zone.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You're in a tough spot here, right? The clock does stop if you get a 1st down, but you have to work the sidelines and be cautious of that clock. No timeouts for Union.
1st down and 5 from the Bluefield 29. Caver in the gun. Thomas to his left. 2 receivers out to the right. Man in motion is Brown going from left to right. Snap to Caver. The freshman steps up under pressure. Slings in middle. It's caught by Jones at the 15-yard line. Trucks him into the process and gets pummeled up to the 9-yard line. Union has to rush up now with 41 seconds left. They're going to have to spike it as now Caver making another good throw underneath to move the clock, and now the clock moves again. Not going to spike it here with 38 seconds left. Caver in the gun, takes the snap. 1st down and goal from the 9. Rushing out to the right, cutting back to the left, pressure coming. Throws it left, is caught by Thomas at his ankles, and he runs into the end zone for a touchdown. Caver created that play with his legs. 3 Rams were in his face, and the freshman connected with the other freshman running back into the end zone. So now it's 21-15. You think that, well, obviously there's no pressure in going for 1 or 2 here, because if you go for 2, it's a 4-point game anyway. So Burke has to come out and kick a PAT. He missed one earlier. But, Evan, you look at this game and you look at the history of these last couple of matchups between Dewey, Lusk, and Union. This is incredible that it has been this close, because the last 2 have been so lopsided.
And think about it, they're doing it with a freshman quarterback in Caver and a freshman running back in Dominic Thomas. Only 1 skill position returner from 2019 is back. That's a receiver.
Well, Burke and Union taking another delay of game, and that just makes it harder for a kicker that has barely gotten the ball over the line of scrimmage. Even though he did hit a 17-yarder, he's missed from 28, he missed another PAT. 25 seconds left to go. PAT coming up 21-15. Onside kick will have to ensue after this. Snap, the hold, swing of the leg, and this one looks good, and it is. 21-16. So here we go. Union College going back on kickoff. They have no timeouts left. obvious chance for the hands team for Bluefield College to try to put this one on ice. But it's been a crazy game, especially that first half. There's so many turnovers. We've already seen a ton of turnovers on downs, a few injuries to special teams players. I mean, one more crazy wrinkle into this game would be a recovered onside kick for Union.
And for Bluefield, you really have to like your chances with the hands team here. You got guys like Lowell Patron Jr. and Jaquan Ebron and Strickland. If he's back out there healthy, I know he got banged up earlier, but this is a really good hands team that Bluefield's going to have on the front line.
So 26 seconds left. 21-16 the score. Dewey Lusk and his staff just about 26 seconds away from improving to 4-0 versus Union. That would take Bluefield to 5-4 all-time in this matchup versus the Union College Bulldogs, going all the way back to the 1920s.
I'm glad you worked that in, Bailey. I love that stat. These
Yeah.
two teams have been playing each other for almost a century. I know there's been a lot in between.
Right.
Still pretty cool.
Yeah, because remember, Bluefield College stopped the program due to World War II and didn't bring it back into fruition again since the 21st century. Rams have not lined up on the hands team. Now stepping up. So Burke back to kick. Whistle blows. Looks like the Rams want to call a timeout. And actually attending practice a few days ago, the Rams have not been able to practice kickoff in a live situation as much as they would like. So Lowell Patron, Jaquan Ebron setting up on that far end, as well as Charles Turner to try to make a big catch on this onside kick. Here we go. Burke is ready. Steps, and he's going to knock it up the middle. It is broken up and recovered by Union. Oh, my goodness. The Bulldogs are going to have a chance here with 23 seconds left to go.
First down Union.
And it's the kicker who takes a gamble on himself, Seth Burke, right in front of him, Bailey. I'm not 100% sure he recovered it, but he kicks it right in front of him, and I believe that a Ram touched it before it went 10 yards, and Union picks it up.
So Maxwell, I believe, was the one who recovered it, but here we go. We predicted it, another crazy wrinkle. No timeouts left, 21-16 to the score, 23 seconds left to go. Rams, big-time prevent defense here. Rams have 2 timeouts, doesn't matter here. Caver from his own 47, drops back to throw, angles out to the right, still rolling, trying to set his feet, pump fakes, and runs out of bounds into Bluefield College territory to the Bluefield 47-yard line. Good enough for a gain of 6, second down and 4, 15 seconds left to play.
That's a best-case scenario on that play there for Bluefield. They take 10 seconds off the clock to gain about 5 yards.
21-16 the score, 15 seconds left to go. Union needs a long heave to try to end this ball game in a win. Back in the gun, second down and 4. Caver steps, looking left, pressure coming, steps up in the pocket, throws in middle, and it's incomplete. That was intended for Brown, who already has a touchdown catch today. And for the Rams, setting up third down and 3 with now 9 seconds left to go.
And this is an interesting spot here for Union because I don't know if Caver has the arm strength from the 46 to get into the end zone. Do you try a quick sideline play or you take the shot right here?
I think you're getting into a situation where you're going to have to do a bandage out on the field, kind of crazy lateral play. Snap on third down, 8 seconds left. Caver throws in middle. It's caught for a first down. They're going to have to rush up to the line of scrimmage with 3 seconds left and spike it really quickly. First down and 10, trying to reset. Snap, and the spike in time, yes. With 2 seconds left to the Bluefield College 36, we're going to see a play in the end zone here. If Caver gets enough time, a Hail Mary to try to win it. Well, it was 21-9 just a moment ago. Union College recovered an onside kick. And what an absolute story it would be for Union to cap off a Hail Mary here. But for the Rams, they're not trying to write the storybooks. Lowell Patron actually brought out as the defensive back here to try to swat this one down for Bluefield as they drop back in prevent coverage. Play clock is all the way down to 8. Caver has to take some time. Rams are not going to call a timeout. Dewey Lusk in the face of the official now. And now the play clock is ran all the way down and stopped.
So our head officials there were just conferencing.
And I think that the Rams wanted that to be the last play of the game. They gave them the benefit of the doubt. 2nd down and 10. Last play coming up here from the 36-yard line. Caver back to throw. Pressured by Everett. Stomping down the back of the quarterback. He throws for the end zone. It is broken up, and Bluefield College holds on to win. Banks broke up the pass in the end zone. The comeback ends, and the Rams start out the season 1-0. Wait, now there's a bit of a whistle and a flag on that play, Evan, on the far side on the 37-yard line.
Personal foul, ref the passer on defense. 15-yard penalty, so we one on time down.
Roughing the passer on the defense. Oh my goodness, it's a 15-yard penalty. It's going to be an untimed down, so guaranteed now this is the last play of the game.
This is the last play of the game, and that moves the ball up 15 yards. That's a huge, huge break for Union after the prevent defense so good there for Bluefield a moment ago to knock that ball down. It was textbook.
Oh my goodness, and look at this spot. Now at the 20-yard line. I mean, this makes it manageable here for Caver. Doesn't even have to really step back and take all of his might into a throw. Another huge stop for Bluefield. Can this be it? An untimed down. 21-16 Bluefield College leads. Last play of the game. Setting up in the gun, Thomas to his left. Caver in the gun, calls for the ball, takes the snap, steps up in the pocket. He's going to try to run for it, cutting at the 10-yard line. Still on his feet at the 10, couldn't give it up. DeMarcus Wimbush able to bring him down with Charles Turner, and that is the end of the game. Bluefield College holds on to win in circus fashion, 21-16. Evan, what a start to an already crazy year in football. 2021, a W for Bluefield here at Mitchell.
I have 3 words. Football in February.
Hey!
We kept talking about big stops today, Bailey, and Bluefield gets the final big stop, a sigh of relief. What a win for Bluefield. Listen, it wasn't a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination. There were 4 turnovers, and there's going to be a lot that Coach Lusk wants to clean up. But there was grit, and this team did not fold when Union made runs. And after the onside kick, the defense time in and time again in this fourth quarter, that's 3 stops defensively in the fourth quarter when Union had the ball on the Bluefield side of the field. The defense tonight really stepped up and was a huge part of giving the Rams their first one of the year.
And a rush right there. Caver, just from 20 yards out, could have thrown an end zone there for a real chance to throw that ball into the end zone. And somehow it just worked out. Bluefield College able to hold on to win. What a game. What an ending. And really, have to praise Union really there, because you look at it and you see that Union had lost this game by so much in the past 2 instances. And now they almost come back to win and set up a chance for them to throw into the end zone. Bluefield and Union will play again. They're going to play in April. And for the Rams, what a win today. 1-0 to start this season. Final score, 21-16. Evan, thank you so much for joining us here on the Rams Digital Sports Network today.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks so much for having me. And I think that Bluefield, talented team, Bailey. It's a great start to their season, and I think there's going to be some good things happening. More to come here at Mitchell Stadium this year.
Trying to look for revenge next week when they take on St. Andrews. But as for now, Bluefield College can celebrate winning this one 21-16. Opening up February football on the Rams Digital Sports Network. For Jackson Bass, for Rodrigo Harachi, and my spotter, Cynthia Brown, and Evan Hughes, my color commentator, making his Bluefield debut today. My name is Bailey Engel, once again reminding you the final score from Mitchell. Rams win it in a crazy fashion by 5, 21-16. And until next week, take it easy, Rams fans.